Oh yeah, it's time to talk. Talk to me. Talk. Oh yeah. Ow. Things is happening in the boxing world. I caught the fight this morning. That was a fun fight. Every time I get up for one of them shows in Japan, it's entertaining. It don't cost nothing extra, and people get beat up. Hi King, what it do? Real talk, what it do? Jay Flint. Yeah, I wanted to go live tonight. Probably get 4 episodes of the relay done tomorrow. So I'll go live tonight. I was actually going to do a fourth one, but I was like, nah, I'll go live tonight and get 4 episodes out tomorrow. I'm going to try. That gym shit be wearing me out, dog. First thing I do when I get home, make the post-workout meal, drink a disgusting, cloudy protein shake, and take a nap. Because I am old. I may not look it, but I am old. Maybe I do look it. I don't know. I heard a theory nobody really knows what they really look like. Even your reflection in a camera is not actually as you appear. Your image in a mirror is not actually as you appear. It is an optical illusion, and that is not how other people see you in real time. I heard that. I'm old, fight. I've seen many moons, many TV shows, many butt cracks. I've seen a lot of different kinds of pastrami. Yeah, I'm old as dirt, dog. Shit, I remember when Married with Children debuted. I remember when The Simpsons was on the Tracy Ullman show. I remember Alan Thicke on Growing Pains. Kirk Cameron. Y'all remember Growing Pains? Y'all remember Three's Company? Come and knock on our door. Come and knock on our door. Take a step that is new. Take a step that is new. His and Paul, hers and his. Three's Company too. Boo-doo, boo-doo, boo. You know what I'm saying? I don't think it's anything better to work out in, listening to, that is, than 80s power ballads. That Belinda Carlisle come on. Ooh, I'll be ready to throw 300 pounds at somebody. Ooh, baby, do you know what that's worth? Ooh, heaven is. Oh, that's that shit. That's that shit. I was listening to Phil Collins. Too many people making too many problems. This is the world we live in. Oh, that's that shit. I'll be listening to that joint when I'm on the bench. Shit, I'm hitting PRs all over the place because of Phil Collins. I need some more 80s power ballads, though. What it do, round one? You know we could have that debate. You know we could do that. I know why you here. I read your mind. I read your shit. I transported myself to Brooklyn. You in Brooklyn right now, right, round one? You in Brooklyn. You even in Brooklyn or the Bronx. I astroplaned myself over there. I'm saying, like Doctor Strange. Doctor Strange. I did the portal shit. I'm gonna do that shit later. Try to get some cooter from my wife. She not asleep. Bother her. Harass her. This is. Oh, you in Boston? I don't know why I thought you was in Brooklyn round one. I don't know why I thought you. I don't know why I thought you was like in Bushwick, Brooklyn. How's Boston? I never been there. I would like to go because I like the accents. I imagine everybody sound like Matt Damon. You know when I'm doing math problems over here. Boo boo, get in the car. Boo boo. But yeah, I caught Munez versus Rikishi. I was not surprised at the outcome because Munez to me is the standout at 130 right now. He's the standout. That's the dude, you know? I don't think Lamont Roach would beat him. I don't. I don't think Oshaki would beat him either. The only dude I gave a chance to beat Munez at his own game is Navarrete because he's just so big and awkward. He just does so much crazy ass shit. Munez is a good textbook pressure guy, but he's very conventional. You know, he's a conventional fighter. Like, he's a textbook guy. Whereas Navarrete, he's all over the place, dog. He's like an octopus fighting out of the southpaw stance. Did I start something with what I said about Tope a couple weeks ago? Because you've been cooking him as of late. Oh, you talking about Tone? Nah, I mean, like, it ain't even cooking like that. It's just disagreements at the end of the day. It's just disagreeing about certain things, but it ain't cooking. Like, you'll notice I'll address what is being said, but I ain't gonna really take no shots. Speaking of shots, that Puerto Rican dude that hate Mexicans on Twitter, he literally made a whole alt account thinking I would like, yo, dog, listen, let me tell you something. It's real superheroes out here. I know you don't want to believe that. It's real people out here that got powers. I got psychic power like Professor X, among other things. Off top, I knew that was him. Like, oh, here comes that fat Puerto Rican girl again. Like, my dude, you should be ashamed of yourself. I am so many years older than you are. That's how you keeping yourself up? And you in LA with all the fine bitches. And that's how you running around in the park feeding squirrels worrying about my couch? That's fucking sad, bro. That's how you living? That's terrible. Motherfucker, like, homeboy, I seen your hairline. You got hair growing out in the back like Fraser Crane. So that when you put a cap on, what you do? You turn the hair in the back forward? Because why do you have bangs in that picture? Why is there hair coming out the front of the hat when we seen your shit is shaped like a crescent moon? We seen your shit. Yeah, I know I got a big forehead, but my hairline is doing better than yours. And that's the point. And I'm a lot older than you are. Better shape than you are. You fat motherfucker. Old fat motherfucker. The nerve of him. You thought you was gonna make an alt account and I wasn't gonna know. Motherfucker, I knew that was you off top. Fuck wrong with him? Kind of weird ass motherfucker gonna be in LA and hate Mexicans. That shit don't even make sense. You hate Mexicans? Fuck you doing in LA then? And I don't know what cracked out, hair-on up bitch is giving you cooter, but I seen your ass. So I practically saw her ass. Because what the fuck standard she got fucking your fat ass? I don't need to see what the bitch look like. It's this fat Puerto Rican dude on Twitter, right? His name is something. Let me see this fat motherfucker. What is this fat motherfucker name? I think his name is Philly Rican. Hold up. Let me go look. Nah, PJ, I'm gonna tell you what. Motherfucker could think what he want about Angel Reese's personality, her ball game. But one thing you not gonna tell me is that she not fine as fuck. That woman is fine in the motherfucker, dog. Yeah, her eyes are far apart, but what are you gonna do? Domo said, imagine hating on the creators of tacos. I know, right? That shit is crazy. Pork Chop said, Bud jokingly, yeah, I know. I'm going to do a video on that, Pork Chop. I ain't want to talk about that tonight. I want to do a video on that. That's what the fourth video was going to be about, because I was going to do a fourth video tonight. But I was like, nah, I feel like going live. I'll talk about that tomorrow so I could take my time with it. What's this fat motherfucker name, man? Trying to find this fat motherfucker. Cause here's how it started, right? I said that Caleb Plant is the only PBC fighter I like. I said that Caleb is really the only PBC fighter, one of the few PBC fighters I like. Then out the clear blue sky, somebody tried to say that's racist or something, like they tried to like put race in it. I'm like, so you know me, I'm an asshole. If you gonna say that, all right, well, you could believe that then. Yeah, that's why I like Caleb, because he's Caucasian like me and from Memphis, Tennessee. Fuck it. If that's what you gonna think, let me help you. Shit. Because if I were if I were, not that I am, but if I were the same thing as Caleb, what are you telling me? That I can't be proud of my heritage? You can, but I can't. Suck my dick. How about that? If I was a country bumpkin from Tennessee, you telling me I can't be proud? Type of shit are you on? Everybody could be proud of their heritage. Don't matter where they from. You trying to fucking gatekeep pride? Eat dicks, motherfucker. I ain't even Caucasian. You stupid motherfuckers don't know that. Fantasy fight. Roberto Duran. Ooh, that's a nasty one, bro. Shane was a bad motherfucker at 35. It's hard to go against Duran, though, ain't it? It's hard to go against Duran. At 35? There's not a lot of guys seeing Roberto at 35, bro. Not a lot of guys. But yeah, I said I like Caleb just because I like how he handled himself. Like, that's a respectable stand-up dude. That was all I was talking about. That, yeah, he handled his BI. Like, you could say this and say that about his boxing, but overall, that's a dude. You could respect that dude. He handled his shit. He don't take nothing lying down. That's all I was talking about. But somebody tried to make it because Caleb is a white boy. Oh, because I guess I'm a white boy too? You stupid motherfucker. Motherfucker don't even know. I'm a FBA with the FBI and the CIA with the GMO. Silly ass motherfuckers. Fuck is you trying to do? Gatekeep who could be proud of theyself? Y'all motherfuckers is some real losers. That's the only shit you got going for you, ain't it? That's it. You don't know how to do shit. Nobody like your ass. And that, like, the fuck? Supposing I was from Memphis, Tennessee, from the same town as Caleb, and what if I was the same thing as Caleb? You telling me I can't be proud, but you can. Eat dicks, bitch. Seeing Plant checked Ali was hilarious. You know what I'm saying? Zolani tete. Zolani tete. I ain't a fucking rainbow. I am Mondongo. Motherfuckers is obsessed with race and shit like that. I look at them motherfuckers as losers. Know why you a loser? There's better shit to be thinking about than that. You don't have a choice but to think about shit like that. Because you're a loser. You think all your problems is due to some invisible force. Your problems is because you're a fucking loser. Go get laid. Go get money. You fucking loser. Shit is nauseating. I can't fucking say nothing nice about about John B from PBC without a motherfucker accusing me of being Karl Marx. That shit crazy. Get a fucking life, you losers. But that's how the shit started. And then Puerto Rican Pete, this fat dude that hates Mexicans that lives in the West Coast, he thought he could sneak this. He made a whole alt account with 6 followers. Fucking loser. He probably watching this fucking live. You know
what up, Jules?
I'm out here being proud of myself. You know nobody watch your ass harder than the people that don't like you. You know that, right?
Nobody
just watches
Mirage.
you harder
than
than
whole
your
videos
haters.
about you.
Mirage made a whole channel to make videos about me. Ain't that about a bitch? That is fucking sad, dog.
No, and then bro bit off your whole fucking vibe of your thumbnails and shit too, G.
Yeah,
That's the most best form of flattery, dog.
What, you want to suck my dick, Mirage? You gonna make your thumbnails? He gonna try to make he tried to make an AI of me. If you go look at them shits, you could tell make an AI of Julius wearing a hat.
That's fucking funny, bro.
Make an AI of
Wearing
Julius
a hat.
standing next to David Benavidez. You know what I'm saying? The AI don't know me like that, you dumb motherfucker. You would have been better off just grabbing a still image like a fucking normal person. Did you tell Chat GPT? Yes, make an AI of Julius watching attack the Benavidez
No,
fight.
see,
Jules, he
I made a
actually-
little sticker of Julius in his Victor Sweet suit.
I gotta, you know, I'm on my Vic. You know, I'll be on my Victor Sweet, bro, with my,
Fucking
with
just
my
like
white
Victor
Skelly
Sweet,
boom.
yo.
Yeah.
He
I'll
actually
be on
made
my
a video. He actually made a video about IBFP in his panel too, man. But it's all hate. That's all it is all hate. David
Hey,
No,
yo,
it
guys.
ain't even hate. It's all dick sucking, is what it is.
Shout out to George. Fantasy fight, Vinny. Come on, George. That's not a fucking fantasy fight. No disrespect to Vinny Paz, but I would go with Timothy Bradley. I don't think Timothy lost
Yeah.
the fight at 140. I don't think he lost any fights at 140.
And
You only got two.
The only guy who
wholeheartedly
beat him-
gotta
it
take
would-
Duran, bro.
the only guy who
beat him
Duran
was
a 50-round
Pacquiao.
fighter.
It will be a Team Bradley victory, but it's gonna be a decision because there is no way at 140 you're knocking out Benavidez.
Jules.
Yeah, I agree.
No way, no way.
Hey, Jules, can I? By the way, anyway, what's up, panel? What's up, country? What's up, all you
What's
guys?
good
How
with
you
you,
guys
brother,
doing?
man?
Hey, Jules, I might have missed something. I don't know. At the beginning of your show, you said, "I know why you here, round one. I'll debate you." I
Oh,
might have missed.
I seen
What'd I
your
do?
reel. I seen your reel. I had to talk my shit. I did a whole segment on it, bro.
No,
Your
you did on
reel
me?
about yeah, but I ain't take shots at you though. I just countered
Oh.
your points. I don't do the.
Okay.
I don't. I'm
About
old,
what?
bro.
Which one?
About Usyk.
And Naoya Inoue?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you tripping, bro.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, because
guys.
round
Now I
one, because
remember.
round
No,
one,
now
you
I remember.
now,
Yeah, you
hold
tripping,
up, because you started off wrong round one. You said that Fury was 39 or 40 when he fought
That's me
Usyk.
exaggerating.
Yeah, but still, that's not true.
He's 36.
He was 35 when they fought. He's
Okay,
younger
but he's
than
36
Usyk.
now. Okay, yeah, but I was just exaggerating.
Yeah, but you were still making a point that he was past his prime. And my point is, well, if you gonna say that Fury was past his prime, Usyk definitely was past his prime because he's older than Fury.
Okay.
Can-
But
can-
my,
can
I-
but
but my,
Can,
my
can I
thing
say
is,
something before
wait.
you guys continue?
Let me talk to
Go
Jules.
ahead,
for just
Leo.
1
Wait,
second.
go ahead, Leo. Go ahead, Leo.
I'm
Okay.
sorry, I forgot your name. What is your name?
Round one.
Edwin.
Round one. You're about to argue with Julius about the video that you haven't seen. That's what
No,
you're going
I
to
don't.
do.
I'm not here to argue anyone. I'm here to learn.
We're not the condescending motherfucker.
Oh, it's all love, man. It's all
Fucking
love.
Leo.
Nick.
That was
Yeah.
condescending to the motherfucker.
No, because Leo got to the motherfucking point faster than I did. Like,
Nah. Okay, gentlemen.
but the
gentlemen.
point you made, right? The point
Yep.
that you made that AJ got knocked out before, right? You
Right.
said AJ got knocked out before, but Donaire got knocked out before he knew he fought him.
Yeah.
Butler
yeah.
got knocked out before he knew
Yep.
he fought him.
Yep.
Neri got knocked out before he knew he fought
Okay.
him. So if you gonna take away credit from Usyk, right? Because
Okay.
somebody knocked out AJ before, bro.
Okay.
A lot of them guys he knew he fought got knocked out before.
Right. Okay, this is what happened. I got dragged into this conversation, right? I was on the show and I was just telling the world about Inoue, and then this guy got on just before I said that, and he said, "Oh, Usyk is the greatest heavyweight champion of the world. His run that he made with Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury." And I was just hearing this guy just go on and on and on. And then what happened was, at the end, he said, Naoya Inoue basically can't hold Usyk's jockstrap.
Well, I
And
wouldn't
then-
say that. I
and
wouldn't
then,
say
and
that.
then I said, before I made that little take, I said, I take no shots and no fighter to degrade anyone. But if I really, really, really wanted to put out Usyk's points versus Naoya Inoue, that's the way I was going to just, like slightly show the world that this guy Naoya Inoue needs to get his credit.
No,
They're always
I
downing
agree
him.
with you
Well,
on that.
round
Look,
one.
look. Here's the thing. I agree because to me, those guys that's at 1 and 2, and sometimes 3, a lot of the time they're interchangeable. If somebody told me they got Inoue number 1 on their list, right? If they told me that, I would be like, well, I could see that. But if they told me it's Usyk, I could see that. If they told me it's Crawford, but I could see it. If they told me it's Canelo, but I could see it. They're
I
kind of
can't see that one.
interchangeable.
You tripping on that one, bro?
Kind
Well,
of,
Yeah,
kind
Usyk-
of, because
my point-
kind of, no, hold on.
Yep, yep.
Kind of, because you got to understand that people are temperamental. That's the problem that Canelo has, that they're mad at all this shit that's going on right now. But if I stack up, who fought more champions? Canelo. Who's been a champion at more weights? Canelo. Who fought more Hall of Fame fighters? Canelo. Literally.
My
Literally.
only counter argument
That's where
to
I'm
that
at with
would be,
Inoue.
if those are the arguments you're bringing up for why Canelo could possibly be number one, my only argument against that would be that comes with longevity. So now you're arguing against.
But
with
longevity,
fighter
but longevity makes you pound for pound. That's the other thing that
Okay.
a
and
lot
then
of guys, one at a time, fellas.
yep.
Stop being in a rush to talk when I finish, because I ain't done. Now, longevity is pound for pound. If you still out here at 35, you still a champion. You still undisputed. Still.
No,
fuck?
I agree. I can't argue.
If
with
you
that
got over, longevity is the earmark of pound for pound. Look, when Manny was so nice with it, right? Manny was so elite. Manny is so all these things that at 40 years old, he came back and whooped Thurman. Because he's pound for pound. That's the difference between the good
that
fighters.
was at 40 years old?
That was at 40 years old.
That's fucking wild, bro.
Now, everybody ain't gonna do that. It's the same with Donaire. Donaire won some fights and he lost some fights, right? But he was 40 out here. He beat the shit out of motherfucking, what's that dude that had the WBC, Leo? Was that dude?
The Frenchman.
The French dude. You remember the
Yeah,
French dude?
Yeah.
He beat the
He was
and then
undefeated.
and then after that, and that
He
French dude
defended
wasn't
it.
that French dude wasn't like some scrub. Like, nah, that dude had a good amateur background and all of that. Ubali. Nordine
Yeah.
Ubali. That dude.
Ubali.
It was
Ubali.
undisputed.
Well, you
And
know
then
what else
after
is
Before that,
and then
Ron
after-
Bennett.
shut the fuck up.
Yes, man.
And then after that, he fought unbeaten Raymar Caballo, and he beat that motherfucker like a
Yes.
drum. It's not that Raymar is special. It's that, dog, somebody else fights that same Raymar. They probably not going to do that to him. Fucking Donaire wiped his ass with him like it wasn't nothing. Same with Ubat, wiped his ass with him and threw him in the garbage. That's pound for pound shit. Why though? Because this dude already been a champion at 4 weights. He already did all that, and he's still out here. You still out here beating people up? Yeah, you pound for pound. So when I look at Canelo, that dude got over 60 fights. A lot of motherfuckers mentally check out before that. At 60 fights, bro. Look at Javante. Well, he got 30 fights. He out of here mentally. He out of here. He don't got it for that. Andre Ward, he's a good fighter, whatever. But he retired at 32. Half the fights that Canelo got, half the divisions that Canelo been in. That's why I say that. Does Canelo have an argument? Oh yeah, he has an argument to be number one. I don't have him at number one, but does he have an argument? Yeah. The fuck?
What do you got him at? 3 or 4?
3 and Crawford is 4.
And that was my
Yeah,
whole
we got the
point
same
when I
list then.
made that
We got
little
the same
video
list.
that they clipped me in. That I was arguing. My point was, I can argue that Inoue is pound for pound number one because of the fact it took him 1 year and 13 days to secure 8 titles. He's coming on his 5th title, unified, undisputed fight. Usyk never defended all 4 belts. He was stripped before he was given the opportunity.
That's not
And
true.
he never defended.
That's not true. He
Usyk,
defended
Fury.
undisputed. Bro,
When-
can I
when-
answer the
when?
question? He defended undisputed at cruiserweight when he fought Tony Bellew.
yes. I didn't never said anything that. I was talking heavyweight. That's all.
But why are we pretending that he never defended undisputed when
I
we know
haven't
that
got
he
there
did?
yet, the Jules, in my explanation. So all I was doing was just merely defending Naoya Inoue.
No,
and
I
think
hear
that
you. I just
people-
I didn't think that was personally. That's not how I would have went about it, because look, you could say that, oh, he knew he did things at a faster rate than Usyk did, right? But my counter would be that, yeah, but Usyk had to do it harder. Usyk didn't have the advantages
What?
that he knew he's had. Yeah, he did it harder. Every single belt he won was on the road. He knew he didn't do that.
I completely agree with that.
Okay, now-
You know
and
how,
also Usyk,
no, one at a time. Now, what I'm saying is, it's very simple, and you already know this. It's difficult to win as the away fighter, but that's what he did over and over and over and over and over and over in practically every title fight he's ever had. They could have robbed him with AJ. They didn't. They could have robbed him with Fury. They didn't. When he went to Russia for Gassiev, they could have robbed him over there. They could have robbed him in Poland. They could have robbed him in Latvia. They could have robbed him in America when he fought Michael Hunter. We see robberies all the time. This dude been on the road most of his career.
And Jules,
All
I'll
right,
just
all
throw
right.
I'll just throw this in there. They almost did rob him with the first AJ fight, which was a schooling. Second AJ fight, which had never been split. They robbed him big. They attempted so badly to rob him with the
It
Fury
was a
fight,
split,
which
wasn't it?
Okay.
it was a
gentlemen.
it was a split. Wait a minute, round one. It
Yep,
was a split
right.
after a knockdown. And also, if you look at quality of competition, Usyk's run at cruiserweight is much, and I love Inoue, but it's much better than Inoue's run at bantamweight. And super bantamweight's good. Yeah, super bantamweight's good, and if he beats Akhmadaliev, then that's a really good win. But Usyk's run at cruiserweight was one of the best of all time.
All right, here I go. I'm just gonna let it go. I'm gonna let it go right here. Okay, here's the truth, guys. When Usyk went up against AJ, right? You guys are talking about Usyk being so good. Well, Ruiz, the Destroyer Ruiz, put him down before he went Usyk, and after Usyk, Dubois knocked him out. Usyk didn't even knock out AJ. And then when we're talking about Tyson Fury, all right, let's talk about Tyson Fury. His last fight, he was coming off Francis Ngannou, which was making his debut. And he went the distance and almost lost to a guy that was making his debut. You didn't beat Tyson Fury that was making his run that made 3 belts. You beat a drug-induced Tyson Fury dressing up as Batman. That's who you
Stop
beat.
it.
And you
Round
didn't
one,
beat-
stop
you
it.
didn't beat
Hey,
AJ.
can I say something?
You didn't
Can I
beat
say
Now
something?
let
AJ
me
when-
counter. Now let me counter.
Hold on.
Now
At
let
least let
me
me
counter,
finish.
bro. You
All right, go ahead.
monologuing like you're not gonna get 10 minutes to talk. Like people complain about that. You know that, right? Be monologuing too much. Now, one, you can't make 30 points and then expect me to counter them all. You make 1 point at a time, and I see that you making the same point you made in the reel. That, because AJ got knocked out before by Ruiz, I guess it don't count that Usyk beat him. Well, we could throw a bunch of names off of Inoue's resume if that's the case. We could throw a bunch of them, some of the best ones. Because Donaire got knocked out before Inoue fought him. Inoue didn't knock him out in the first fight, but Donaire has been knocked out. So if you're going to do that to Usyk, I could do that to Inoue. I could do it with the Butler fight.
Fulton was never knocked out.
Okay, fair enough. But Fury was never knocked out.
Okay.
Round one, you're reaching for the Earth's core on this one.
Y'all gotta stop trying to have a debate for me, please. Like, what are you doing? Gassiev was never knocked out.
Right. And
Breedis
then what
was
I'm
never.
saying
No.
is Dubois.
What about it? Gassiev was never knocked out. You brought up Stephen Fulton. Gassiev was never
But he
knocked
was
out.
a
He was
champion.
undefeated.
Gassiev wasn't a champion. I was just bringing up the champions.
Thank you for Thank you for no.
Listen.
Listen. Thank you for letting me know that you didn't actually watch his cruiserweight run, because that's all you just did. Gassiev was not a champion when they fought. He wasn't. What was he then?
Champion.
You don't know. Just be honest. You don't know.
Round one, you're casual.
Because I'm not gonna do that. That's disrespectful. I'm just saying that a lot of Americans, especially Americans, I don't know why they do this with the cruiserweight run, but they act like those guys were scrubs and they weren't. I would argue that I would make the same point that Kiwi just made. His cruiserweight run is better than both Inoue's run at 118 and 122, because those fucking guys were animals, and you didn't have a choice. You had to fight them because it's a tournament. You don't know any Brody. I didn't say a word about no Evander Holyfield. What does that have to do with Inoue?
I'm just saying, as cruiserweight,
Well,
I think Evander Holyfield was a better cruiserweight.
No.
All right. You debate him, Kiwi, because you need the floor. You do.
I'm good.
Holyfield's.
Come on, say something.
Sorry.
No, I eat tomatoes. Now,
Well, I don't know if I sound like that. Sorry.
You are not in a position to debate whether or not Usyk has a better run than Holyfield. You want to know why? Because you don't know what his run is. You literally just sat here and told me that Gassiev was not a champion.
No, I was misspoke, and I thought you were talking about.
No, dog. Come on,
fights.
dog. Let's not waste each other's time. You literally sat here and said that Gassiev was not a champion when I asked you point blank.
No,
Gassiev was undefeated.
I was running on autopilot. I was trying to talk fast. That's all.
Cool.
And
That's
then
cool.
I wasn't talking
but
about his
listen,
cruiserweight
if
reign.
you're gonna raise me, okay, well, Inoue, when he fought Stephen Fulton was undefeated. You know who else was undefeated? Maris Briedis, two-time cruiserweight champion, one of the best champions that division's seen in the last 25 years. He was undefeated. Gassiev was undefeated. Glavatsky, Glavatsky was undefeated. If we're gonna do this is better because this guy was undefeated and those guys weren't. Yeah, I think Usyk hasn't beaten the undefeated champion department.
No, but then you
He
have to
was
reiterate
undefeated.
that he got all those belts in their backyard from judges that would be lenient towards their fighter.
Yeah, like we're gonna act like it's easy to win a decision as the away fighter. You think it's easy for a Ukrainian to walk into Russia fighting a Russian and win a decision?
That's the same thing Naoya Inoue did when he went to the Brit and fought Jamie McDonald.
Oh,
for the WBA world title.
I see, because you think that Jamie McDonald is the same caliber of fighter as Gassiev.
I'm saying Jamie McDonald was undefeated for 10 years and never been knocked down at least.
Was he undefeated
Okay.
overall? No. That's a silly argument because Jamie McDonald lost before he fought Inoue.
Yes.
He's not undefeated.
Yes. I said Poppy. I said for
You're moving the
past
goal.
10
Yeah,
years.
but you're moving the goalpost.
I just said
I
for the
brought
past
up.
10 years.
I
before
raised
he
you.
lost
I
till his
raised
first
you.
loss.
I raised you undefeated champions, not undefeated contenders. Because Jamie McDonald was not a full champion. That was a WBA Reggie that he had. That wasn't a full title. I remember. I watched that whole World Boxing Super Series thing. And for anybody to compare beating Jamie McDonald to beating Gassiev in Russia, like you got to be joking. You got to be joking.
Okay, let me see if I got a better champion for Naoya Inoue at the lower weight divisions where at 118.
You don't.
You don't.
No, I don't. The only champions he beat, it was Jimmy McDonald. Paul Butler was the last one. He beat Nonito Donaire, and then he had came into the World Series of boxing with one belt. So no, there isn't probably not at that run, unless you count the 3-division Hall of Famer Nonito Donaire. That at the time he came, but he wasn't undefeated, and that's your point.
No,
Round one, I broke this down on my channel.
You're not Julius, Kiwi. Slow down. That wasn't my point. That was your point. I just used it against you. You're the one who tried to invalidate AJ as a win because he'd been knocked out before, and all I said was, well, Donaire's been knocked out before. If you're going to invalidate...
Before and after.
Well, all right. Well, what are you doing? You're agreeing with me then?
I'm saying that AJ got knocked out before and after, and Usyk never knocked him out, and he had 2 shots at him.
Didn't Donaire
knocked him out brutally?
Didn't Donaire get beat after he fought Inoue? He didn't get beat. How did Donaire lose the WBC title that he won from Nordine
to Naoya Inoue?
How did he?
He got knocked out the second round. Against Naoya Inoue. If there was 10 more seconds in the first round, the fight was over.
So that doesn't count? He got knocked out.
But it's the same guy, Jules. Come on. You're using my guy.
The point you're making, the point you originally made, is that AJ is not that good a win for Usyk because he got knocked out by Ruiz. The point I made is, well, a lot of these guys he knew he's knocking out have been knocked out before. So I could throw a whole chunk of names off of his resume if we're gonna do that.
Well, when he fought Emmanuel Rodriguez came into that fight 19-0 in the World Series of Boxing, and he was
what did Gassiev come into the Usyk? What did Gassiev come into? You know what else Gassiev was aside from being undefeated? Something Emmanuel wasn't. Unified. What's better?
He fought Stephen Kubo Fulton that was unified, undefeated.
That's cool. I'm telling you that you raised Emmanuel Rodriguez. Okay, I'll raise you Gassiev.
And
here's the other thing. If I'm gonna compare Fulton to Gassiev still takes the cake because Fulton had a controversial outcome in that Brandon Figueroa fight. A lot of people thought that he lost. Nobody thought Gassiev lost to Dorticos. You want to know why? Do you know why?
Why?
Tell me why.
Why?
Did you not watch him?
No.
There you go. That's why. Because he knocked him the fuck out after beating his ass.
And matter of fact, I don't even know half the guys that Usyk ran through.
But I think, but here's the thing. I knew that already.
I don't know none of them.
This is the thing. I knew that already. I knew you didn't. I knew there's no way this guy watched the World Boxing Super Series and is coming to this conclusion.
I saw Usyk's couple fights.
You
in the
didn't.
Super
You didn't start
Series.
watching him. You didn't start watching him till he got to heavyweight.
I don't watch Usyk at all.
Well, then how? Oh, dog, you're killing your own argument. If you didn't watch his cruiserweight run, this is according to you, not me.
Yeah, no.
If you didn't watch his
watch,
cruiserweight run,
yeah,
and you say that you don't watch him at all, then how are you in a position to say, oh well, he's not as good as this guy? How would you know you don't watch him?
Check it out. I watch all the heavyweight fights. I watch the two Tysons, the Dubois, the AJs, the Teixeira, Derek. I watch all his heavyweight fights, but I only watch it to cover the sport because I got to talk about it. But if I didn't have to watch him, I wouldn't watch him.
Well, then it's all about preference for you, and I'm sorry, but your personal preferences are your own business.
Yeah. I mean, I just don't think that there's a lot of great fighters in the heavyweight. I think it's struggling.
I disagree,
for years.
and I disagree. I disagree with that because, and this is what the Americans always do. The division is hot.
Turning me around is Dubois. Actually, as a heavyweight,
That's
story,
I could tell. I can tell all that, but now is not the time for the monologue. I say this about the Americans all the time. They talk shit about fighters they don't watch. Literally. You just proved it. I didn't watch Usyk at cruiserweight. I know. You didn't watch that shit. So what are you going to be impressed by? And now you're telling me, oh, well, the whole heavyweight division is dog shit. All I know is that's not what they were saying a year ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago. That's not what they were saying.
Who is there?
As long as So you saying that the whole heavyweight division, you've been saying the whole time the heavyweight division is dog shit.
No, not only that, let me double down on it. That way you can correct me. I'm saying it's been dog shit for 20 plus years.
Well, I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but I don't agree with that.
I'm saying if Deontay Wilder can make a run with one arm, the one-arm bandit, if he can make a run like that.
That's one guy.
Bro, I don't care. He was champion for that long, 40-something fights, 40 straight knockouts, and he made that run. I'm saying that the heavyweight division's been hurting for years. It's hurting so much, in fact,
the American,
that these guys got to repeat each other fighting.
Repeating, Brody, Riddick Bowe and Evander Holyfield fought 3 times.
Okay,
that's not new.
Classic.
That's not see, you always move the goalpost. First, it's bad that they fought more than once. Oh, but that one was a classic. Bro, that's the heavyweight division in general. Okay? Muhammad Ali and Joe Frazier fought 3 times.
Tell me what was
Evander Holyfield and Mike Tyson.
And AJ twice. Tell me in any of their fights, what was exciting about it? How
I
about
was
the
excited.
Usyk and Tyson Fury?
I was excited.
You were? All right.
Yeah.
Cool, Jules. Cool,
I was excited.
That's your standard? No problem.
I don't see.
Right.
I don't see how your personal preferences have any bearing over the invalid arguments and hypocritical arguments you made. Because all you're showing is you're a hypocrite and you criticize the fighter you don't even watch.
Well, my variation of don't even watch. Maybe I use some words that were.
It's not a
really,
variation. You literally said you didn't watch cruiserweight.
I actually watched.
Okay, so did you watch the Gassiev fight?
No.
Did you watch the Breedis fight?
No.
Did you watch the Michael Hunter fight when Michael Hunter was a dangerous American? Did you watch that one?
Yes, I watched that one. Yes.
With Usyk, you watched it.
Yes, I watched that one, and I also watched Michael Hunter against Martin Piccoli. Yes, okay. I watched those fights, but that's only because I cover it. You know what I'm saying? But I don't think they're exciting. I like Michael Hunter as a small heavyweight too.
So when he's smacking up Tyson Fury up and down the ring, that's not exciting. That's what you're telling me.
But
bro, you should just say no. You're not spoiled. You're not, bro. You're not spoiled.
Listen,
bro, you're not spoiled.
I come from the era where I watch.
So do I, dog. You're not talking to a 20-year-old.
You know, so I don't know.
I don't know what the point of telling me is. I come from the era. We're literally in the same age group. I come from that era.
Maybe I don't
grew up watching Mike
Maybe I got a high standard. I don't know what to tell you.
I don't think it's a high standard. I think it's a double standard.
I don't know what to tell you. I just don't. I'm not impressed.
I think it's a double standard.
I'm not impressed by the heavyweight. Sorry.
Well, that's cool, but I think it's a double standard.
All right,
I think
whatever.
it's
Think what you
impressive.
want.
I think it's impressive that a guy who's 37 could smack around a man who weighs 55 pounds more than he does, is bigger, younger. I think that's impressive because Inoue is never going to do that. In fact, none of the guys that do impress you, none of them are ever going to be outweighed by an opponent by that much. I would call that impressive. There's never going to be a fight where Inoue walks in the ring and the guy weighs 55 pounds more than that's never going to happen.
Okay. Respectfully, now you're sounding like a casual, right?
Oh,
because
really?
every
I'm sounding
boxing
like a
person
casual.
that's been in the ring would know that the more dangerous and the people that take the more damage are the guys in every weight division down from heavyweight. Why? Heavyweights don't cut weight. There's no danger. They're always replenished.
So you're
That's
saying
why
that when
heavyweight
so you're
champions
saying
always.
so you're
so
saying
when you're
so-
cutting that much weight in all the lower weight divisions, those fighters are in so much danger. Look at how they speak.
So you're
after their
saying when you're
careers.
outweighed. So let me see if I understand this. I'm gonna run this one by Tim Bradley when
Yeah,
I
go
get a
ahead,
hold
run
of
it.
him.
Run
You're
it.
saying that when a guy outweighs you by 55 pounds, you're not in danger.
I'm saying that both of you are so planted. Yo, have you ever been in a fight and punched a fat dude?
Yes,
Yo, they
that's
kinda
how I
look
know.
at you.
Yes, that's how I know. That
Because
I
they're hydrated.
Bro, I don't know what point you're trying to make, but beyond you and your preferences, anybody in boxing will tell you that when you're outweighed
you
by
mean?
an opponent by that much, you're in danger. Anybody
No,
will
anybody
tell you
would
that.
tell you, anybody that would tell you that when you're in boxing, once you're past 125 pounds, it really doesn't matter how much weight more you carry. Your punch is a punch, and a knockout's going to be a knockout at pushing your skull back to your brain and causing that suction for you to go out. Anything over there is dead weight. It's all dead weight. You can come in just
I
like
don't even
Dubois
understand.
came in over
I
against
don't
Miller,
know what point he's
98
making.
pounds over.
I
Miller
honestly
should have
don't
been
know.
able to hit Dubois out of the ring with 98 pounds. If by what you're saying,
Miller is morbidly
on,
obese.
stop it,
Miller is morbidly obese. He's
stop it,
300
No,
and
what
change.
you're saying is that he should be in danger because he was 98 pounds. No, after
You're
a certain weight,
Dog, you're
after a certain
comparing.
size,
You're
it's
comparing.
over.
No. You're comparing Daniel Dubois, who is literally bigger than
stop
Usyk. He's not bigger than Usyk. He's not. You tell me, dog. You're the expert.
All right, listen. Now we got back to Usyk. Whether Usyk
We were
is
always
bigger
on
than
Usyk,
Daniel
dog.
Dubois. Okay, listen. Whatever size they are, the max weight to be a heavyweight is the 125 limit. You get to the 125 limit, you guys are considered heavyweights. Whatever weight you have to put, you don't got to cut weight, you don't got to do any of that. And as far as heavyweight, see, like, if for instance, when George Foreman came back and won the heavyweight championship at 45, you don't need all the skills that I'm worried about Manny Pacquiao coming back at 46.
So you're
Because
saying
in
that
the weight
so you're
division that
saying
Manny
Usyk
Pacquiao is
isn't
coming
skilled?
in, you need your legs, everything. Heavyweights, they kind of like shift to each other. You just need that power. It's a different kind of fight. At
'Cause
that weight division with Mario Barrio, I'm scared for Manny Pacquiao.
So Usyk is a power puncher.
No, I'm just saying that the heavyweights.
I don't know what
You
dog.
don't-
You're
you
You're
don't need that
monologuing.
much.
You're monologuing, and I don't know what you're saying. I would ask a question. When Fury fought Usyk, who did you pick to win?
When Fury fought Usyk,
Yeah,
who did
who did you pick to win?
In the first fight, I had Usyk. In the second, I had Tyson Fury.
Well, I don't know. I've never heard anybody in boxing say that Usyk isn't skilled. To be honest, I've never heard that.
I never said that. I never said that.
You said at heavyweight you don't need skill.
No, I said at heavyweight, right? All you need is, like the skill that you need up top. Like, you don't need to like use your legs, cut angles so much. You just you
But he
need to
does.
slip punches,
But
he does.
and land.
So what
Like
do you?
George Foreman
So,
did.
so can I ask a question?
Did George Foreman look like fucking Mario Barrio?
I'm not talking about George Foreman. I don't
That's
know
what
why
I'm
you
saying.
keep bringing up career heavyweights to talk about a cruiserweight who moved up in weight. You're saying that heavyweights don't cut angles, so you've never seen Usyk bust a pivot? You've never seen that?
Yeah, he
Because he
has.
doesn't do that in a...
But you don't. I'm not saying every heavyweight champion needs that. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I'm lost, dog. Like, I don't know.
Okay, because
You
I
keep
kind
talking in
of
circles, Jewel,
half-ass
I'm
understand
talking
your
in
argument.
circles, dog. Are you
Yeah.
serious?
Well, hold on.
Yeah, you do.
Let me cut in real quick because I half-ass understand your point. What you're saying is the skill level threshold to be successful at heavyweight is a lot lower than the lower weights,
Right.
obviously. But what makes Usyk great is the fact that he brought great skills from cruiser to heavyweight, and
I
that's
agree.
why he was able to dominate.
I agree.
Well,
100%.
The point that I was making is the original point that I was making is, well, maybe you're saying that the threshold for a heavyweight to be successful as a heavyweight, we're talking about career heavyweights now. Guess what Usyk isn't? He's not a career heavyweight.
Right.
He doesn't have the average size of a heavyweight today. So when he's
Because-
up there fighting guys that weigh more than him, he's not winning because he's stronger than they are or bigger than they are. No, that's not how he's winning. He's winning with what? Just guess. What's he winning with?
Big
Skills.
cock.
Skills! Because if you're bigger than me,
Just like a
and-
Vander
and
did.
if you're bigger than me and stronger than me and younger, because AJ was younger, Daniel was younger, Fury was younger. They're all younger and bigger. They have every physical advantage that you can have. You're bigger, you're younger, and you hit harder. How am I going to beat you? With what? Skill. Simple. But you're telling me...
My
Go ahead.
skills.
Yeah,
No.
he still only beat 3 guys that you've mentioned.
What's up,
You
Clavo?
mentioned 5 fights, but 3 names. Just
Because
remember that.
Because you're
Just remember that.
You're trying to condense his career to only
No,
the
I'm not
fights.
condensing. I'm just pointing it out. I'm not condensing it. I'm
Is
just
that
pointing
supposed,
it out.
dog? Is that supposed to be sarcasm?
No, I'm just saying to everybody. Everybody's like, Inoue this. He didn't do that. He didn't do this. And I'm like, bro, give the man a break. He's defending his 4 belt 5 times.
I'm not
Nobody's
trashing.
did that. And that's where all this started from. That's where all this started from. From
When
that
did I
damn
start?
show and that damn question.
Yo, do you want to host the show round 1?
Not your show.
Because it sounds like you do. Because I can't get a word in. It's my show. If I'm
That
on
was
your
really
channel,
funny.
if I'm on your channel, do
That was
you
really
think that
funny.
if I'm on your channel round 1 and I'm a guest, do you think I'm gonna try to talk over you?
If you did, you did. But, I think you would
No,
show
let's just not
respect.
be rude,
and when
bro.
I catch it
Let's
myself, I shut the fuck
not
up.
be rude. No, let's just not be rude. No, it's very simple. I never trashed Inoue. All I did was counter the points you made because it seems a little
That's
bit
all I was
one-sided.
doing, brother.
Where you say that Inoue has done things that Usyk never did. No, you did one thing. You've defended your undisputed crown more times than he has, but he's done things you'll never do. You've had the advantage of being the home fighter plenty. He hasn't. I don't think he's had one fight in the Ukraine. I don't think he's had one fight in the Ukraine.
Yeah, he sure as
Not
fuck can
one.
now with the war.
Yeah, like it ain't gonna happen now. He's never
He's
had
had
home
5
field.
fights out of Japan. Only 5 fights out of Japan.
Well, I know that. Like, I know.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
point I'm making is, yeah, you've had the benefit of home field advantage. Not that you need it, but this is an advantage that this guy's never had.
Right.
Ever.
Right.
Ever.
Right.
And this is boxing.
Well,
People
well,
get
I-
fucking robbed all the time. They get robbed all the time. Eastern Europeans especially.
Pero Jules, dame decirte una cosa. Pero does that make Mayweather any less of a great champion because he never fought outside of the U.S.?
Yes.
Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, kind of.
Absolutely. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because
I
because
just
some of
wanted
the
to know
greatest
that.
because some of the
Okay, I
greatest of
respect
the,
it.
some of the greatest fighters fought on the road. Marvin Hagler had fights overseas. Ali
Yes,
had
he
fights
did.
overseas. The Thriller
he
in
did.
Manila was in the Philippines.
Yes, he
The
did.
Rumble in the Jungle was in the Democratic Republic of the Congo.
It's right there on my wall.
So yes, I actually have made that argument before that Mayweather's not TBE. I never thought that. He's a great fighter. I think he's a great fighter. But the fact that you never fought
That's
abroad,
fucked up.
it's not about oh, I never had to, Brody. That's not the point. Those are circumstances that you never had to deal with. It's
Fucked
difficult to
up.
be the away fighter. It absolutely
Fucked up,
is.
Jules.
What's fucked
You
up
want-
about it? It's a fact.
Because in fighting in Las Vegas, you would never make that kind of money overseas. Everybody knew at that time in Mayweather's era.
He wasn't, yeah,
if you
but he
wanted-
wasn't always the A side though. Like he wasn't always.
Yeah, but
you're
there's no money
relegating,
like
you're
Vegas
relegating,
money.
you're relegating his career to just the Money May era. When no, in general,
I'm
you
not.
never. Yeah, you are, because he doesn't base himself out of Vegas until he becomes the shot caller, and that's
Right.
not up until after the Oscar De La Hoya fight.
No, pero
Most
él
of his
vivía
co-
ahí on Jules.
most
Él
of-
vivía en Las Vegas before the
That's
fight. tú lo
Brody.
sabes.
That's awesome. But you only based yourself out of Vegas. You become the money man after you beat Oscar. You tell everybody everything is on my terms. Bling bling blah 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 bling.
That was
bling.
what, like 35, almost 40 fights into his career.
Exactly. Like that's not
Yes.
most of his career. Whereas
Yes.
there were other fighters that had to get it out the mud, and not just out the mud, somebody else's mud. You never had to do that. You never had to do that. What happens if the Castillo fight, the controversial one, isn't in America? What happens?
He loses.
Right? But
But
fucking
the second one
Usyk.
he didn't.
But Usyk,
The second
I
one he
didn't,
didn't.
I didn't say nothing. But I didn't say nothing about the second one. The point that I'm making is a career like Usyk's is unique, and you will probably never see that again. This guy won every fucking title he won in the other guy's country.
Bro, you
The other
have to
guy's country?
stress the man went to Russia and beat
Fuck
a
it, bro.
Russian
Yeah.
champion on
He-
point.
like, I remember when
Liam.
Liam. I remember when Liam.
Shit to you guys. All right, fine.
Nobody
Nobody
said
gonna
said
that.
be-
that, Mama.
he's gonna
The
be to
thing
me.
is, we don't
He's
have
gonna
to
be to me,
diminish
and I'm gonna
Inoue to
defend
big
him. I
up
don't give a
Usyk.
fuck.
You
I
have
don't
to
give a
you
fuck.
have to diminish Usyk in order for you to big
No,
up.
they
Usyk.
you're the
made
one
me do
going to
that.
extremes.
They made
You're the
me
one
do
going
that.
to extremes.
That was who they made me put in the conversation. I had to
No,
answer
nobody
the
put a gun to
question.
your head, Mama. No.
If somebody trashed
I didn't
Inoue,
pick
If
Usyk out of my
somebody-
fucking head.
if somebody trashed Inoue to me, I'm not gonna tear down Usyk. I'm gonna talk up Inoue. But what you did is tear him down. And look, you already made your point. Aside from relegating it to the conversation that you had that day, you already said you didn't watch Usyk's cruiserweight run. You didn't watch the World Boxing Super Series. You don't think there's
No, I
anything
didn't.
impressive about him. That's literally
I
what you
did.
said.
I did. It's
You
just,
watched-
no, it's not about him though. You're making it personal. I said they're all garbage. All the heavyweights.
I don't agree
Every
with that.
one
I
of them.
disagree.
I don't agree
I
with that.
disagree.
That's
don't
my
agree with that.
opinion. I never thought Tyson was this fucking great thing. I never saw one of Tyson Fury fought and was like, oh shit, I'm impressed with his fucking movement.
I'm gonna be
Not
real with you that I
once.
don't even believe that. I'm gonna be real with you that I don't believe that.
All right,
I
whatever, Jules.
Every American,
I never was impressed with
do you know,
AJ.
do you
I'm
know
just being
how I
honest,
know?
bro.
You know how I know?
I'm just being honest,
because
bro.
every American is singing that tune now that there are no American heavyweights. They're all saying the same shit. All of them are saying what he's saying. I never thought the heavyweights ain't shit.
I never did, bro.
I totally
Alright,
believe
whatever.
you, dog. I totally believe
Whatever.
you,
All right,
dog.
Jules,
Like,
I gotta come up here and lie.
Bro, yes, I
Really,
think you
really do. I
Yes,
really
Well,
do.
I think
you
you
lied
do.
about
I think you
fucking
do.
on, man.
I think you do.
Bro, we grown ass men, Jules. I'm just
Men lie, women lie. Usyk
Aight,
doesn't.
aight,
Usyk is
because-
number one.
All right, whatever.
All right, now let me go to George. Weird fight, old Sugar Ray versus old Hearns at 175. Didn't that fight happen?
I got Sugar Ray.
No, wait.
No,
I
no,
think
no,
he's
no,
talking
no, no,
about
no, no, no.
Sugar Ray Robinson.
Oh,
He ain't talking about Sugar Ray Leonard.
No, I go. I'm go Robin, bro. Robinson,
Yeah,
bro.
Sugar Ray, bro, all day.
Bro, the shit is, look, Tommy was a great fighter. God bless him. He was a great fighter, but he had a glass chin. He had a glass chin. I think Sugar would have got him. The Gooch said Canelo defeated an undefeated world champions. Yes, he did. He did.
Canelo defeated 6 undefeated world champions. That's what.
Oh, 6 undefeated. Yeah, man, fucking Canelo, dog. Shout out to motherfucking Pork Chop. Heavyweight is the hottest. That's what I'm saying. Like, heavyweight been hot for a minute.
Honestly,
Fuck.
it's just because they're not Americans, dog. That's literally it.
That's what I think it is. Gooch said, Pork Chop said, literally the best division in Yes! Like, we getting great fights out of that division.
Yeah, honestly.
Motherfuckers is getting exposed. Anderson got exposed. Makhmudov
That's
got
fucking
exposed.
Who the
Frankie
fuck was
Sanchez.
Anderson?
Just
Who
got
the fuck was
exposed.
Anderson? A bum.
I ain't gonna do all that. That's just disrespectful.
Anderson.
The Gooch
Come
said,
on,
"What the
man.
fuck?"
Come on,
Round
guys.
one caught him a
Like,
casual.
The heavyweight division's hurting, bro. It's fucking hurting. It's been
No, it's
hurting
not
for 20
fucking
years.
hurting. You're just saying that because there are no Americans in it. That's the only reason you saying
right
that.
hand. Jesus
Or
A
no,
geek
it's
copper,
literally
geek
booming
copper.
in the
Where'd
UK
you
right
go
now.
wrong?
No, because you telling me a
Where
geek
did we
copper.
go wrong, man?
Can
You need a
I
moment?
ask? Can I ask a question? I was.
He got my hair hurting,
No.
bro.
Look, Devontae, you and Leo got the floor. I'm gonna go smoke a cigarette.
No, but
You know what? I'm gonna go fucking smoke a cigarette too. I ain't never fucking taking a cigarette, bro.
Bro got my hair hurting, bro. Look,
No,
they
but,
both. Go ahead, Leo. Go ahead.
Picking up from what
I'm
Van,
gonna make it some cigar weed. Matter of fact.
Go ahead, Leo.
picking up from what Van was saying, I remember watching maybe a couple of days before highlights from Evander Holyfield versus George Foreman. And makes me wonder, have we had some similar kind of fight recently in the heavyweight division? Something like that?
Who?
That violent?
Who?
That in the heavyweight division, that kind of fight?
Where? Who gave us that kind of fight? I would love to see it.
No. I'm asking.
Oh, I haven't seen one.
Something similar to that in the
No.
heavyweight division, because
No.
look, we had a great fight in fucking Chris Eubank Jr. and
Yeah,
Conor
but that's
McGregor.
not the heavyweight.
Yeah,
I remember when
but
Riddick
those-
Bowe was heavyweight champion. I remember when Lennox Lewis was heavyweight champion.
I mean,
Their
have you seen
runs.
any of Geek
Mike
Caballero fight?
Tyson? Mike Tyson, like you know,
Bro,
and then
AJ Klitschko was a great fight, bro. What are you talking about?
AJ Klitschko is a boring ass fucking fight for a heavyweight, in my opinion.
No, it
I
What?
didn't like it. I didn't like it at all. I thought that you know, like I'm used to watching like
You don't like
Iga
knockouts?
Ibuki fucking Tua. Like that was a fucking heavyweight matchup, bro. Right
What about
there.
AJ?
Bro,
Razor
there's not that
Roddick
many
fought
fights that happen
Mike Tyson.
like
Right, when Razor
Biabuchi
Roddick
and
fought
Tua.
Mike Tyson. When Razor Roddick fought Mike Tyson, that was a fucking great heavyweight fight. I ain't seen no heavyweight fights like that in quite some time. Maybe I'm
disagree.
spoiled.
That fight was alright.
What you mean, Razor Roddick and Mike Tyson? That wasn't a great. How about
No,
Mike
not
Tyson? Wait a minute, and Mitch Green.
Also,
Bro, you said AJ Klitschko wasn't a great fight, bro. Like, really?
Brother.
Yeah.
If you
You
don't watch,
wildin', bro.
excuse me, brother. Then you must have not watched the fights I've watched in, because I guarantee you, 100%.
You know what? I think that is what it is, bro. I think you're watching a different form of boxing.
I mean, yeah, you got to get with the times, though. This is 2025.
You want to know
I mean-
something? I made a video one time.
I mean, what did
right?
you think of AJ Dubois?
Check this out. Wait. Before I answer that, I made a video one time, right? And I said, the reason why I think that American fighters are not heavyweight champions and we don't have any American champion past 154. Our highest American champion is Terrence Crawford, Virgil Ortiz, and Fundora, which represent the American flag. Okay, that's at 154. That's it. And the reason why I think this dilemma we're having in the U.S. is because our kids have more options. They can go to the
That's true.
NFL. They can go to the NBA. They can go to
Yeah, you don't got to
baseball.
get punched in the head for a living.
Right,
That's true.
right. And not to be that big. In the UK, you got soccer, rugby, and fucking bar fights. And fucking, they're mostly fighters. And they
If I
become
can
like street
piggyback off what you're
legends.
saying,
You know
because
what I'm saying?
I agree with you wholeheartedly. The American big man is no longer in boxing.
No, they're not. They're not
Who the
in
fuck was
boxing.
that?
And
Who the
think
fuck is at the store?
I don't know. And I think that's a problem.
Go
I think
fucking
that-
buy your lube in peace and quiet.
Yeah. So, and then as far as Usyk, right? Look, guys. Look, I don't mean to tear Usyk down. I really don't. If you guys go back and watch the
Oh,
entire
fucking Leo.
interview, you would see where I
that's
got.
not me.
This nigga's playing La Bamba. Get the
No,
fuck off the panel.
That's not me.
Yo, you guys would see where I had to like defend Naoya Inoue, and this guy before I said any of that stuff, he said a whole bunch of shit. So I had to kind of counter it with something, right?
Bro,
And I don't
if somebody
mean-
trying to tear down anyway, you don't need to be arguing with them. Like, they
I
don't
don't
know
mean-
Yeah,
boxing.
honestly, you
I don't
need to give that
mean to put
motherfucker
down
energy.
Usyk. Now, if you guys hear the whole interview, you guys would understand
What was that on? I'm gonna go check that out.
On Boxing Voice, on the Boxing Voice.
Boxing
and then
Voice?
I said like
Okay.
this. I said to the public, Usyk should not be on the pound for pound list. Why? Because Usyk's the king.
Round one, will you do me a favor, bro?
He's the king of boxing, and you don't put a king on a list. He's got the most prestigious belt in all of boxing, and there is no man that has a better belt than the heavyweight
round one.
championship.
Do me a favor, drop me that link in my IG, same
Okay, I
panhandle
will.
as my YouTube, bro. Real Talk
Okay.
Combat. Yeah,
All
drop
right,
me that link, bro. I'll watch that.
Okay, so and then I went on and said, I don't even want to put the heavyweight champions on the list because they was developed to give eyes to the rest of the division. Because when we judge the heavyweight champion, we only judge him in his like respectful division. But when we judge Terrence Crawford,
I
we judge
have
him
a point for that for you, bro. Because I agree, we don't put heavyweights in the pound for pound list because to be a career heavyweight, you're always gonna fight differently. You're not gonna always rely on your feet or on
and
skills.
also,
but the reason why we put Usyk is because Usyk's not a career heavyweight. Therefore, he had to have skills and assets to be able to operate in that division.
I started seeing it that way later on. You're right about that.
Yeah,
And
you know
then what happened with, you see, because I'm like old fashioned, I listen to my dad, right? My dad tells me, Edwin, you do know that the pound for pound doesn't mean
How
pound
old is
for
your
pound.
pops?
No, he's 60 something. He passed away. He was a professional boxer,
Oh,
and
okay,
we own a gym in
in.
Philadelphia. So anyway, basically what they're trying to translate is skill for skill, but it doesn't sound cool. So pound for pound describes that if my guy was the size of your guy, he would beat your guy because even though my guy is smaller, he's got more skill. and he's a
Look, right there.
well-rounded.
You got it, right fucking there. If you're gonna argue me that if Inoue was Usyk's size, Inoue would beat Usyk, now we got a conversation.
Right.
Because I can see that.
Okay, so and then what happened was they try to diminish Naoya Inoue because he's 118 pounds, 122. They try to say that his run over there, they were just handing out belts. They were just handing them out. And I said, if they were just handing out these belts and anybody can do it, why in the 100 years of boxing there has never been a unified, undisputed super bantamweight champion in the history of boxing? Number two is, why isn't Junto, Bam Bam, and everybody else in the division doing it? We're in the same era. He already left those divisions. So it's not as easy as people are saying. I'm trying to
Yo,
acknowledge
who the fuck
this.
actually got the guitar if it's not Leo?
You know,
No,
and
it's
I
not
was
me.
just trying to
He's
like
fucking
acknowledge that, but
lying.
I never really meant to take shots at Usyk at all because
Yeah,
I
but
actually
I think but I never validate that argument that the heavyweight division is weak because the only ones saying that are Americans. Nobody else is saying that. Only the Americans. And you want to know
what
why?
did you think of
Because-
AJ Dubois?
Shh. Only Americans are saying that because the American heavyweights are weak. In fact, the Americans are weak at all the man weights. All the weights for men.
Yeah, that's what he
You know,
just
like-
got through saying too.
Oye, cabrón, ¿por qué tú me estás tirando así con los
Yo no,
americanos?
no,
Huh?
I'm saying it. The only place where the Americans are like doing anything, and they're not even really doing anything, which is the worst part, because they're not fighting each other. DK 135, DK 135.
The
What
ones
are you,
that are built
12
like
year
middle
old?
schoolers.
Before
140.
I die, I want
No,
a good heavyweight champion, bro.
Wait. 130, 147, 135, 140. These are the divisions where you find the American
Thanks, Jules.
pugilist today. And coincidentally, these are the divisions where people don't fight each other. But in the heavyweight division, oh yeah, they fight. Everybody's
Wait, I
fighting
was that way at
everybody.
5th grade.
Everybody's
No,
fighting everybody.
Those UK guys
Everybody.
don't care about the O, bro. They're fucking warriors. They don't care
No,
like
but
the
it's not.
Americans.
No,
They
but
want
it's
to
not
protect
even.
the O.
No, but it's not. It's not just the UK guys. It's the whole world. Fabio Wardley of the
Over that
UK
side,
is
every
fighting
one of
Justice.
Philippine.
Fabio Wardley.
Japan.
Fabio Wardley is fighting Justice Hooney of Australia. Before that, a Chinaman fought a fucking German from an Iraqi German, a Syrian German. A Cuban fought a Syrian German. A Russian fought a Syrian German. Fucking Daniel Dubois fought a fucking South African. in Kevin Lorena. Then he fought an obese American. Then he fought a Croatian. The
Were
heavyweight
they all
division
undefeated?
who? Kevin
All
Lorena
of those
wasn't.
guys you named. 'Cause that's what
Hergovic
I'm saying.
was.
That my point
That's
was
not. That's not what you're saying. You literally shitted on the whole heavyweight division.
No. What we were just talking about 10 seconds ago was the UK guys. I respect them because they don't give a fuck about that old shit like the Americans. And I think that's what's stopping us from fighting each other with that Floyd Mayweather era where it was like protecting the O. But those guys over there, the Philippines, the Japans, the Russians, they're fighting each other. They don't care.
Well,
that's beautiful.
Okay, that and American boxers are overrated. I'm sorry,
No,
but
we're
that's
not all
reality.
overrated, Jules.
Yeah, they're overrated.
Not
They're
all of us.
No, they're
Jared
overrated.
Anderson
They
was.
are. Right? Jared Anderson, he's take the world by storm. No, I knew he wasn't. I knew Martin McCauley was gonna whoop his ass. I knew. I said it plenty of times. He's gonna get his ass beat. That's what's gonna
Xander
happen.
Zion is overrated to you?
He's Puerto Rican.
He's Puerto Rican.
He's an American.
Bro, I don't do that. Puerto Rico has a flag. They're a nation unto themselves. Just
Aight,
because they've
I
been
just-
annexed by America, but they are a nation unto themselves. I don't consider Puerto Rican fighters American fighters. That's disrespectful. They got a whole fucking flag. That's
How would you know
disrespectful.
that?
Yeah, like they have their own history of boxing, bro. We can't do that.
You're right. Because here in Russia, where I am, because I'm in how would I know that? I keep up with world news in Russia, where I am right now.
Bro, I gotta tell you,
Don,
the other day
привет.
I was
Привет,
I was working from I work from home a lot.
Привет, товарищ.
I work from home a lot. So I catch your episodes and Mark. I get Marco. Is that his name, Marco?
Marco.
Yeah. Oh God, man. I just wish somehow you could replicate some more episodes because there was nothing else to listen to. You know, I work from home, so I was like listening to. Oh my, it is fucking painful, bro.
Yeah.
I don't know where he gets these ideas. They were debating, and I put in the comments, dude, you're saying that Tank Davis is a big pay-per-view star, and he had another guy on a panel. Oh, no, you're gonna take away the only two pay-per-view stars they have on PBC, and Tank Davis is the biggest pay-per-view star they have. No, on what planet? On what planet?
No, but
I urge them, look up the numbers on the internet. Just look them up. Look them up.
On Uranus.
Don is at this point because the American ego is so fragile, right? It's so fragile. They have to believe and bear in mind that the demise of Showtime can directly be attributed to the money that they wasted on Gervonta Davis because most of his pay-per-view appearances were on Showtime. If you're such a success, why the fuck did they leave boxing?
Exactly. And
why did Paramount and Mike McCarthy decide we don't need that bullshit? They told y'all already. They told y'all already. Yeah, but just Gervonta, because Gervonta was on Showtime. He never actually fought on Fox. He was one of the fighters that stayed on Showtime. And if you look at the Showtime situation, McCarthy said it in plain English. Anything that accounts for less than 10% of the viewership of the overall viewership is getting the axe. That's PBC. Well, it's not complicated. If you have a network, and the real thing is, because I don't want to get too into it, because I've done this a million times.
Well,
if you have a platform that has on average between 28 and 33 million subscribers, like Showtime, and the median number for a pay-per-view and the median number for a boxing match that is not a pay-per-view, this is the damning part. Where there's a pay-per-view or a regular fight, your numbers are hovering at around 200,000 views.
Right.
That's where they are. That is less. Understand, and I'm not even that good at math. That means that PBC accounted for less than zero. Less than zero. That's why they got rid of y'all. So how in the flamingo-shaped fuck could you be a big star, dog?
Listen, what gets me is that you have a platform on YouTube, and you're talking about boxing. You have all these opinions about boxing, and you can't even bring yourself to admit to confront the fact that what you're saying is absolutely wrong because you need to hold on to some kind of American boxer.
No, it's not that. It's that these guys want the access to certain platforms, so they have to suck up, and they're never going to tell the truth because they don't want the access taken away.
Well,
I mean,
hold
does
up.
Marco
what
get
I was gonna
access to
say.
Tank
No,
Davis?
no.
Is
What
that
I was gonna say is that this is America where people have to argue what a woman is.
Okay,
Whoa,
that's
whoa,
that's
Jules.
brilliant.
Hey, just
All right.
being
Yeah.
real.
That
Yeah.
was a low blow, Jules.
Well, no,
That was a
it's
low
true
blow.
because everyone at this point, it's 2025. Everyone has their own definition of what things are, of what reality is.
Wait. I think you're taking it a little too
Bro,
deep.
I'm
At
WBC champion.
But
I'm the WBC champion of this couch.
Because he
Okay,
identifies as
Jules,
WBC champion.
Yeah, but really, I'm
Wait,
WBA champion,
WBC
but I
champion.
identify as WBC
Right.
champion.
Well, listen, I'm going to take it a step
Gentlemen.
further, and I identify as the interim undisputed champion, like David Benavidez. So
David
fucking
Benvenuti.
interim guy.
I identify
Interim
as
guy.
Jules.
Yo, my man. Hey, everybody on the panel. Let me ask you a question though. But sometimes, don't you guys think that there are fans that before they die, they want to see their favorite team win a World Series, and they're biased to the point where that, you know, they shun everyone else away because their expectation of one day maybe seeing a great heavyweight champion again. What was our last, anyone in the panel? What was our last great, and not Dante Wilder like that.
Chris
When was our
Bird.
last great heavyweight champion? Who was he?
Chris Bird.
Who?
Chris Bird.
Who?
Chris Bird.
Who?
BYRD. Chris Bird.
He's
I
an
don't know
L.
that dude. Come on, man. That's
Bro,
what I
you don't-
mean.
The point that I'm making.
He's a great heavyweight champion, a great one.
No,
Jules.
no, 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 no,
A great
no, no,
one.
no, no,
Get
no,
his
no, no, no,
ass.
no, no. No, see, this is what I'm saying. Americans live in extremes because they are spoiled. Chris Bird
Yes.
in another
Yes, I
country.
agree.
Chris Bird in another country would be considered a great heavyweight, maybe even an ATG, but because Americans are spoiled, their litmus test and their barometer for every heavyweight has to be Ali. It has to be
Or Tyson.
Holyfield. It
Mike
has to be
Tyson.
Tyson. No, no, there are great fighters. Ken Buchanan was a great fighter for Scotland. Great fighter. Josh Taylor, as limited and fucked up as he is now, he's a great fighter for Scotland. Yes, he's a great fighter. He became undisputed champion. That's not normal for them. You see what I mean? But Americans are spoiled. They're used to, and the weirdest thing is, they're still spoiled now, but they don't realize, boxing is getting away from you because boxing is a man's sport and y'all act like a bunch of little boys. That's why y'all getting beat. That's why. That's why you're not winning medals anymore. You're not winning medals anymore. You're not. A Brit will win a medal in the Olympics before you.
We were never really
you're
that
not winning
great
medals
in the Olympics anyway. Cubans.
Yes, we
better
were.
overall.
Yes, we
Come
were.
on,
No,
bro.
that's-
Stop it.
Bro,
They're
what are you
literally
talking
about to
about?
make.
Talking about?
We got
They're literally about to make.
bronze.
They're literally about to make a movie on Netflix about the 1984 U.S. Olympic
Roy
boxing
Jones,
team.
Ray Mercer, Riddick Bowe, Meldrick
Thank you for
Taylor. What are
1
you
year.
talking
Thank
about?
you.
Come on.
You know, great.
Brody Ali
Great.
wasn't a gold medalist. George Foreman
Yes,
wasn't a
but
gold
there was
medalist.
too
Joe
far in
Frazier wasn't a
between.
gold medalist.
Oh, I never said any of that, Jules. But how many Cuban fighters got more gold medals than us? Yes or no? Yes
I
or no?
never
That's my
said-
point.
Dude, you having an
That's what I
argument by
said.
yourself. I said that we're not winning gold medals like we used to, and you started
And I
talking
agreed.
about Cubans.
And I agree.
I don't know what to say.
Bro,
man. This is,
yo, dog, the furthest,
this is
listen,
an odd
understand this shit.
conversation.
Understand this shit. The furthest fucking thing on my mind, especially when it comes to boxing, is Cuba. Keep that motherfucker away. Yeah, stay in them amateurs, man. 'cause,
Wow, bro.
Yeah, we don't need
I
no.
mean,
Yeah, what? William
Jules, if we could
Skull.
stay on topic, man, it would be really like
You
helpful.
telling me to stay on top? Yo, I need my
We were
coffee.
talking
I'll be
about
back.
gold medals. We were talking about gold medals. Now we're talking about Cuban boxing, and then you talking about. All I said was Cuban got more medals than us.
He brought up
and
the
you
Cuban boxing, man.
He went around in a whole circle just to agree with me. You
So
got
long,
me
it's
confused,
that
and then you got these dudes on the panel agreeing with you.
No. He was making a point.
No,
No,
bro.
he was making a point.
You guys are lost.
No, I don't know.
You guys are lost. You guys are a bunch of yes
Wow.
men. Yes,
Wow.
Jules.
Okay.
Yes,
Okay.
Jules.
I
Yes,
guess the gloves
Jules.
are off. You don't know how to argue. You don't know how to have an argument. You don't have a conversation.
Yeah, I know.
You can't. You don't know
Well,
how to.
okay. Well, if we're a
you're
bunch
trying
of
to
yes
talk-
men, then you're fucking senile, pal. You know?
Yeah, you can't have a conversation.
Country,
You can't
I
hold
like
water. Like you can't. It doesn't hold any water because you're erratic and you change your topic. You change the goalpost.
Nah, how am I
no,
erratic, Jules?
we're
We're
all
talking about
listening
gold
to you.
medals.
We're
He
all
was
listening
talking
to
about
you. You
gold
make no
medals.
sense.
Can I say something?
Yeah, you make absolutely no sense.
But he was talking about gold medals. I was talking about gold medals. I brought up Cubans in the reference of gold medals. Then he brought them up in the
You're making
reference of
absolutely no
boxing.
sense.
Period.
Can I say something?
I was confused.
Can I say something?
Apparently.
Round one. All that shit is started because you wanted to argue about the video you didn't watch. Keep that in mind.
What video?
Yes, man, bro. Fuck you and fuck Jules.
And you're calling us casuals and yes men. Oh, okay, dude.
Wrong. If you're gonna correct me on something, my man, because I like you too, right? But it wasn't a video I didn't watch. It was the cruiserweight division I didn't watch. The argument was about the heavyweight division. So if you're gonna correct me on something, at least be right.
No, did you watch Julius's video about your comment?
No, and I told him that.
That's what I'm saying. Do you see? Come on,
Bro, I
man.
need to know.
Listen.
But I'm
This is
honest.
look. This is
honest.
reality. Let me tell you
But
what
I'm
happened.
honest.
Let me tell you what happened to America, right? And
I'm gonna go watch it though.
I am beholden to our golden era of fighters because there really was a period in time when we were producing, by and large, the very best boxers the sport had ever seen, and probably some of the best boxers the sport will ever see. There was a time. But most Americans don't seem to understand. You know, in Rocky IV, they covered it, but people think that was just for effect. That no, when the wall came down and a lot of stuff started changing, once the Soviets and those Soviet countries started getting into boxing, America found out, okay, well, there's some other motherfuckers out here that can fight too. And that greatly affected the landscape that you see today. That a part of the reason that America doesn't dominate boxing anymore is because the game actually got bigger. It is global now. It's completely globalized now. So you have stiffer competition. The credit that you can give America is, yeah, a lot of these things they learned from you and the great fighters that you produce. So you can take comfort in that. But yeah, it's more difficult in a sense. It's more competitive now because you have that many more nations producing good boxers and great boxers. The Soviet countries is one of them. They produce great amateurs all the time.
Yeah. Hey, Jules, can I ask you a question? Do you think that we should draw a line in the sand so that the other countries can catch up at some point?
No.
Why? Why not?
Why would I want to draw a line in? I don't know if this is a rhetorical question. Like, why?
Okay,
what?
first, I'm sorry. I have a habit of doing that shit. I gotta stop that, bro. I speak like everybody knows what I'm thinking about. I gotta stop. Okay, what I mean was a draw a line in the sand, meaning as in titles. Like, America, we have like 475 titles. The next country to catch us.
No, that's like asking the Yankees.
Titles.
No, that's like asking the Yankees to stop playing in the World Series. Like, huh?
So you
like,
don't think? I mean, it's just a suggestion.
No.
I mean, you don't think so? So
No,
it can be
because-
fair, so everybody can catch up.
it is
Jules.
fair. It is fair, but that's a look. That kind of a statistic holds very little merit because in reality, America doesn't have a whole heap of champions today. Tell me, who's the American champion in the middleweight division? Who is he?
Well, we have Terrence Crawford.
I said the
154.
middleweight, bro. Why are you
160,
doing that?
160. We don't
Why
have
are you-
one, Jules. We don't have
But
one.
I didn't.
What do you
But
want
I
me to
didn't
say?
ask you. Because I didn't ask you about tiny man weights. I asked
Okay,
you
but
about
we don't
160.
have one, Jules. I don't know
Okay,
what to tell
all right
you.
now. Can I go through the divisions? Can I do that,
Yeah.
or do you want to host? Do we have a champion at 68?
No.
And we do have one at. We do
No.
have one at 175. We have David Benavidez.
Yeah.
He represents the American flag?
Yeah, he does. He's an American
does?
national. He's
He
not.
does?
He's not Mexican. Yeah,
No,
he's
but
not
I thought
Mexican.
he was.
He's not Mexican. He wasn't born in
La
Mexico.
bandera rojas. I thought he
Right.
was.
But the point I'm making is America doesn't dominate boxing anymore. So the idea that we need to let the other the idea that we need to draw a line in the sand for everybody to catch up. Everybody has caught up. That's what the Americans struggle with. America doesn't have a fucking heavyweight. Yeah, they caught up. They don't need there doesn't need to be a line drawn in the sand. The other nations have caught up.
Hold up. David the Monster Benavidez is represented. Then we gotta 175. We're climbing. We're climbing.
What the fuck just happened?
Dude is Mexican as fucking Taco Bell.
No, because our smallest champion is at 154 for America. I'm an American, bro. Okay, so if David the Monster Benavidez is representing and wearing the American flag,
Jack still champion? Fucking
but Badu Jack is Swedish.
Swedish.
Oh yeah, right.
And Gambian. He's Gambian
we didn't
like
have
me.
No champion until Jules just said this remarkable news.
Gambian like me. David is about as Mexican as a bowl of spaghetti, bro.
Damn.
Is he more Mexican
No,
than Virgil Ortiz?
no. Come on.
Is he more Mexican than Virgil Ortiz, Jules?
No. He's about as Mexican as the hot sauce at Taco Bell.
My God, you guys are
that's what I'm going to say.
You guys are fucking brutal.
That's how I'm going to put it.
I want to get off.
Virgil's
I do
more
want to
Mexican
get off
than
of this
David.
because I want to talk about my Mexican countryman Sugar Nunez, who he was whooping ass earlier today.
Nice, he did good. He did good.
He did good. Question done. Would you pick Sugar Nunez to beat Usyk Foster?
It would be competitive, but I don't know about beating.
That's what I wanted to ask the panel. Now I'm gonna go out on a limb.
Okay, well, okay.
This is me. Wait, Don.
Wait,
This is me.
Beating how? Beating how? Like by a few rounds?
No. I'm gonna be real with you. Let me get it out. Let me get it out. I personally think none of them beat Sugar Nunez. I used to think Navarrete could, but we see Navarrete is not Navarreteing anymore, bro. He's not vaqueroing anymore, bro. I don't think Lamont Roach can beat Sugar Nunez. No.
What? I think that'll be a great fight.
I didn't say it was a bad fight. I just said he wouldn't win.
Lamont Roach, no. But Usyk Foster's a different thing.
I don't, bro.
It's not a beating.
You remember the second Conseil? You remember the second Conseil? Like I felt he won the first Conseil fight. I felt he won that. They robbed him. But that second one, you're not throwing enough, homeboy. You're not doing enough, bro. And if you don't throw punches, guess who will? Sugar will. If you any quiet moment in that fight that you're not doing something, he gonna be doing something, and you got to deal with it. I think Sugar beats them all. Who disagrees though? If somebody disagrees, like go ahead. Like, do y'all think it's a champion at 130 that could beat Sugar?
Okay, stylistically, I like Sugar versus Lamont Roach for their sizes, their skill, their volume of punches. I like that fight. I think
Does
that
Roach go back down to 130?
No.
Right.
I think that Usyk Foster is a good fight. He's long, tall, and Sugar Nunez reminds me like of a Nick Ball type fighter, shit, which uses his jab a little bit better than Nick Ball. He's a little bit more fluent with it, and I like his gas tank. His pressure, I mean, I don't know until I see it, really, but I think that Sugar Nunez beats the rest of the champions. I'm in agreement with you. Lamont Roach, that for me is a 50-50. I don't know.
You know why I disagree? Because the entire basis of Lamont Roach all of a sudden becoming this special fighter is because he kind of exposed Gervonta. But aside from not liking Gervonta, aside from just the normal shit that people say, remember, Gervonta is not a volume puncher. It's one or two punches at a time. He goes for one or two good hard punches at a time. He's really not much of a combination puncher. Whereas Nunez is going to throw 3, 4, 5 punches at you.
Yeah, I can't see the argument with Lamont Roach. Lamont Roach and Davis was like C+, exposes C-. That was it. It wasn't nothing special. We all know this. The diehard Gervonta sexual fans are making excuses and they're coming up with everything they can throw at it. But it's just, hey, you know what's going to happen if he loses this next one? We're going to see a repeat of what happened to
Wilder.
Yeah, exactly.
They can't handle a loss. They can't handle a loss.
No.
And the crazy shit is
their whole
identity
is
on the O.
Fucking identity wrapped up into this one fucking midget, this one little guy. That's
no.
Fucking life. Their whole fucking life.
You meant that shit.
It's a fucking handbag and
That came from his heart, bro.
Fucking.
No. What I was
fucking
gonna
inner
say was,
thigh tattoos. Inner thigh. I'm gonna write an article about it.
What I was gonna say was that, for example, Wilder losing a Fury. Wilder losing a Fury never had to be the end of the world. It's the end of the world because of your ego. That's why you couldn't recover from it. It's because of your ego. You got guys, they lose a fight, they fucking come right back. Lee Wood, he lost fights, but he had a great fucking run after that. And you notice it about all the other fighters. Sugar Nunez has a loss. He has one loss. But look at him now. You see, Daniel Dubois. You know, you quit with Joyce. You quit with Usyk. But look at him now. They lose a fight. Now I'm back because this is my job. I'm not a character in a cartoon. I'm not a character in a movie. This is my job. I got to get back. Joseph Parker got his ass whooped by Joe Joyce. What'd he do? No, I'm right back here. No, I got to fight. Give me 2 easy ones and we'll fight somebody real. Motherfucking Tim Kazoo. That Russian whooped his ass. And I know I got to come back. The reason the Americans are struggling because it really is the Americans. You know what I mean? Look at Devin. Look at how Devin fought after Ryan whooped his ass. That motherfucker fought like Jose had AIDS. Like, don't touch me. Don't touch me. Like, he got Ebola, social distancing. Yeah. And it's all tied to the ego that losing a fucking fight, like, I think the best advice for a young boxer is, dog, just get ready to lose. It's okay. There's a high probability you're gonna lose at some point. It's okay, bro. It's cool. Don't feel bad. It's gonna happen. In all likelihood, it's gonna happen. There's more boxers that end up losing and winning, right? But the Americans, because they build themselves up off of outside shit, or like you a character in a comic book, like, oh, I'm this, I'm that. That's why they can't handle fucking losses, bro. They cannot handle losses.
That's why Devin was always doomed to fail.
And the point I'm making is, if Gervonta were to, I don't know if he's going to, but if he does lose in August, consider it over. Because he's not mentally strong enough to come back from that. He's not. His whole ego and identity is tied to the O, like the rest of these young motherfuckers. Like, yeah, your whole shit is that I'm unbeaten. That's your whole shit. Y'all don't be the same after y'all lose. If Wilder goes into the Fury fight and he's saying, nah, Fury's a great fighter. Fury is a great fighter. If you of that mentality when you lose, you don't got nothing to be ashamed of. I got beat by a great fighter. What? I got beat. It happens. He's a great fighter. You can't.
I competed, you know.
Yeah,
no, but you know the telltale sign that Tank isn't actually mentally strong to come from a loss is the man isn't even mentally strong enough to adjust in a fight. Once shit isn't going his way, he starts complaining to the
he crumbles.
He starts crumbling and starts fucking bitching and moaning.
He's a front runner.
Like look at right after Bivol lost, and bear in mind that, you know, some people thought he won. Some people thought that Bivol won the first fight, but look at his attitude after the first fight. He didn't care about, I use my skills. I need to do better. I don't make excuse. He literally, I'm not gonna make no excuses. In the second fight, I need to do better, and I need to punch. And that was it. Like, yeah, I ain't gonna sit here and what he do? He did what the fuck he said. Nah, I'm come back in a rematch, and I'm gonna punch more. I need to punch more. Fast forward, yeah, that's what he did.
Right.
He didn't blame it on structural.
Respectfully, guys,
Super chat. Hold on, super chats.
Shout out to motherfucking Chico. I agree with that. I do agree with that. I not no joking shit, Drew. No joking shit. I do agree with you. I absolutely, because he lost in a demoralizing way to Bivol. Look at him now, unified cruiserweight champion. Look at him now, and he changed. He literally had to adapt. Like, I'm not big no more up here. I'm up here with dudes that's my size or bigger. I gotta change how I fight. On that predication, I would say, not for nothing. Also, remember, it doesn't get said enough. Zerto is a historical fighter. I know that seems silly, but it's the truth. He is literally the first Mexican-born super middleweight champion. He's literally the first.
And the first cruiserweight born champion.
Yup. He's literally though, like yeah, it wasn't no other ones before him.
And
So
Jules, they both lost every round. Him and Spence.
So I would say, and the Americans would think that's a hot take when it really isn't. Zerto rebounded off his loss. Where's Spence? Where is he?
He's out fucking getting drunk and jumping on boats and shit.
He's milking balls.
So I don't personally, Drew, I don't think that's a hot take, but I know if you said that on a Twitter or like in a space where there's a lot of American fans, they're gonna think that's I'm in the middle of a sentence. Bro, I'm in the middle of a sentence. Yes, American boxing is a joke. Yes.
All right.
It is a joke. It's a fucking joke. Javante Davis has about 3-4 good American fighters that he could fight.
He doesn't represent all of America.
Okay, so does Ryan?
No, none of them
Does
do.
Rolly?
No, none of them do.
Theo?
Individually, the American fighters are American fighters. I don't think that Tank Davis
I'm just saying.
I'm
just saying that when I look at the American boxing scene, it's just social media shit.
All right.
Floyd Schofield was made a 7-figure offer to fight Abdullah Mason. Bear in mind, these are just kids, right? These are just prospects. Now, if those were two British prospects, they would have fought. How do I know? I see it all the time. Unbeaten fighter versus they do it all the time. Not in America. Nah, I'm gonna go fight Tevin Farmer, who's coming off of 3 L's. That's what I'm gonna do.
But round one, I think you're forgetting the chicanery. American fighters are the ones going into hospital for photo ops like they're dead, like Schofield, or the shit Tio's. The whole infrastructure is.
Yo, that motherfucker put the extension cord in his mouth. That motherfucker
does not represent all of American boxing. Just because you see this
represents
fake-ass
a piece
dude,
of it. But he represents a piece of it.
Well.
Okay, I'll put it to you this way: round one, what American network is paying? What American network is investing in the infrastructure of boxing?
Exactly. That's the trump card. That's really the trump card. That if American boxing weren't a joke, which it is, it's a fucking joke. It is. It's a joke. And the way you know it's a joke is all the major networks have pulled out because it's a joke. It's a net negative. Fox left, Showtime left, ESPN is leaving. Before that, NBC left, HBO left. If it weren't a joke,
I learned something today.
It's the truth, though. It's not what it was. Sorry, but it's not what it was.
We have a few good. We have the Bam Rodriguez's. We have the Richard Torres.
I got them. Look, I got American fighters that I like, but when I look at the majority of the sport, here's the thing. Abdullah's not in a place where he gets the same coverage as Ryan or Rolly or Devin. He's not in a place. He's not there yet. None of the young guys that I like is in that place yet. So the faces of American boxing today, the ones that the journalists write about, the ones that the vloggers always go up to them to ask them questions, them guys, they making America look like a fucking joke.
Man, I hope
Case in point, round one, I heard you talking about Inoue on the Boxing Voice, and this is how you know it's bad. There's no argument you could present that Nonito Donaire is not a better win than Errol Spence when they compare Inoue and Crawford. But you have people arguing you that it is a better win. It's not.
Listen, you know that I made that argument 3 years ago. I made that argument that Nonito is a bigger win than any win on Spence's resume at that time, and people thought that's crazy because I had Inoue ahead of him on the pound for pound, and that Spence was a sweetheart with the media, but it's like, who did Spence beat that was a 4-weight champion? Oh, Mikey, I guess. Mikey, I could give him Mikey.
Fist bump.
But Mikey was not a champion at welterweight. Donaire was a champion at bantam. He was.
And what did Mikey do after Spence, and what did Nonito do after Inoue?
Fuck off some money and get fat.
Lost to a Spaniard.
Like, look, man, American boxing takes are the worst, and the American boxing scene, it is a joke. Most of the time, it is. Look at what's going on now.
It's sad, man. It's sad, and I wish it was different. I wish that we had.
I think it will be though, Don. Like I give it 3 years to rehabilitate itself, because the real problem is that the young guys of that last cycle tried to model their careers after Floyd. These new young guys, they're further apart from that, so they're not on nobody's dick, really.
But the thing is, I would like to see advisors or promoters or any of those people also step away from that whole Floyd.
But they have to. They have, y'all have.
It did a lot of damage to the sport. It did a lot of damage to young fighters. It did a lot of damage to a lot of careers, and it ultimately ruined the American market. I'm not going to just blame Floyd for that either. I'm not going to
who's your
but it's like he's the influence. He's the catalyst.
Yeah, he's the influence. But you can also
can't say that it's his fault. But it's like, yeah, because they're trying to be like you. And the worst thing is, like, we say this a gajillion times. We're probably going to say it a gajillion more. Y'all are basing y'all careers off of one period in Floyd's career. All that shit before Oscar, none of y'all is down to do that. Yeah, none of y'all got a Chico Corrales on y'all resume. No, you don't. Gennaro Hernandez, to me, look. Hey. Gennaro Hernandez is better than anything on Devin Haney's resume. Oh, yes.
Absolutely.
Jules, they don't even have an Angel Man Freddy.
38-1. Only ever lost to Oscar. Dude. WBC champion. Yes, that's better than everybody on your resume, Devin. Everyone. I would argue that's better than everybody on T.O. resume. That's what I would argue.
Jules, they don't even have a Shanbei Mitchell on their resume.
I haven't heard that name in a gajillion years.
They don't like,
and he was a damn good fighter too in that era, though.
Chop Corley was a good fighter.
Think about it this way: you put Daniel Boone.
Got a victory over Loma.
You put Darnell Boone, but you put Darnell Boone in this era. The guys at the lighter weights, midweights, these guys don't beat those kind of journeymen. Even the journeymen were tougher then.
Like the win over Loma is a cute win. That's good. That's good job, Tio.
He called it a cute win.
It's cute.
But the round one, it wasn't definitive. It wasn't where he went in there and washed them.
No, I'm saying that for me it was definitive because here comes Vasily, two-time gold medalist, multiple division world champion against this kid. Tio was a kid, man. And what he did that night impressed me.
How old was he? Was 23?
I don't care what any of y'all say, man. Just try to diminish
then
it.
Why tell us?
Whatever.
No,
man.
but I'm talking about definitive. It's not like how Bivol beat Zerto or how.
Calm down. If you don't care what any of us say, then why tell us?
What you mean? Care about it? He's trying to say like that win was like minimized. I think that under the circumstances,
it just wasn't.
When the fight was played.
No. See.
I think Tio did good, man. I think
dog. You just really like him. At the end of the day, I'm being objective. Yes, you just really like him because
No.
Yes,
I like that moment. I like that moment.
You just you always going up the bat.
Nope.
You always going up the bat for this guy. I saw Floyd versus Gennaro Hernandez. That he whooped his ass.
Okay.
That's not what T.O. did to Loma. It's not the same.
No, I value the moment, just that one fight. That moment.
Why?
No, round one. You can go back and watch the live.
No. I don't think he understands what I'm saying, is what I think. When Floyd beat Gennaro, he whooped his ass. Okay. T.O. beat Loma, but you didn't whoop his ass.
I mean, that's your opinion. I think he did.
It's my opinion. He whooped.
I saw Teofimo Lopez won like the first 6 rounds.
But nobody.
But he won a decision.
Happened. It's not even that. Nothing happened in the first 6 rounds. Literally nothing.
Was punching him in the face.
What?
Bro, what?
I had
in the face.
I had Tio winning close 7-5, but it wasn't this dominating masterclass.
That.
No, that's what I'm saying. That. I'm saying that it wasn't. It wasn't definitive. That. It was a close fight.
In my mouth. Is making comparison to this guy's fight to this and saying that it wasn't dominant. I'm just valuing that one moment, that one fight. Other than that, fuck Tio.
And round one.
I'm just saying.
I get that.
All I said was you did not do to Loma, which you could watch both fights for those that don't know. The Gennaro Hernandez fight is on YouTube.
I don't know what your standards are.
Why don't you watch the Gennaro Hernandez fight and see what the standard is?
Like round one, like beating somebody's ass is what, would you agree, was what Crawford did to Spence, right?
That's huge. I never
Yeah, that's not what Tio did to Loma.
No, of course not. I never said that.
But I understand what you're saying. You value the moment.
Yes, that's all.
I do too. But let's be honest. But he squandered that moment after that, waiting for fucking Cambosa.
I never disagreed that.
You got guys that could win a whole decision. But you're not going to tell me, for example, You got Sugar Nunez. He went to Turkmenistan. He fought Shavkat Rakhimov out there, right? What he did to Shavkat, that's an ass whooping. Like he fucked him up.
I'm not comparing
He beat
ass
his
whoopings.
ass.
Yeah,
I
I'm not
am.
comparing
No,
ass
I
whoopings.
am. You
Yeah, I
look.
respect that,
No, wait a
Jules.
minute. Wait
I
a minute.
respect you.
Look. Here's what you can do. Round one. Sit there and value the moment. Value
Yeah,
it. Right.
I
I'm
like
just.
the
All
Tio
I'm
fight
saying.
with
All
Loma.
I'm saying is. Yeah,
I
Tio,
like
you
that
won,
fight,
but
bro.
you didn't beat the shit out of him. No, I seen
know,
guys
man,
get
but
their
I
ass
remember
beat.
that
You didn't
day.
do that.
I remember
No, I
the
do too. We
day
were
I
on the
was
live
sitting
here.
in
We
my
were
living
all.
room,
If you
and I was
round one.
watching the fight, and I was willing the young kid on. I was saying, "Come on, kid, you can do this."
Bro, I did that. Look, I did that with the Giants when they played the Patriots.
Yeah, that's
both
all I'm
times at the
saying.
show.
That's all
That
I'm
doesn't
saying.
make them the best team in the fucking league, bro.
Who
It's just,
said anything about Tio being the best?
you know what I'm saying? Like,
Who the fuck said that?
No,
you know what I'm saying?
we're just. I get
Fuck
you.
Tio.
Round one, I get. We were all. If you go back and watch the
Man,
live of that
fuck
fight on here,
Tio. That
yes.
motherfucker talked shit about Puerto Ricans and said that they're easy to beat.
No, that's the
Yo,
other thing that like I don't know how a Puerto Rican cat could like Tio when like Tio is the most fraudulent Puerto Rican because like bro, you don't
he's
look
not
like
a Puerto Rican. Don't put him on us, Jules. Say Dominican. Call him Dominican.
If I could finish a sentence on my own show, I would do that. That dude be trying to like he be trying to act like he Puerto Rican. You don't act like no Honduran I ever met. You act like a fake Puerto Rican. Like he remember he claimed New York, then it came out, yo, the dude wasn't even born in New York. The dude
Now he's
was born in
Florida.
Florida. He's born
Spaniard
in
now.
Florida. He was raised in Florida. Like, yo, dog, like you counterfeit as fuck, bro. Now you trying to get with now you trying to get
he's Windex. He's
now
Windex.
now you trying to get that MAGA flow. You being on your racial shit. You trying to get that MAGA flow. It's like yo, dog,
But I
you, bro.
I hear what
What are
round
you?
one's saying in terms of like a young fighter daring to be great. I get that.
Man, fuck young fighters, man. Yo, fuck young fighters.
But it's hollow now seeing how it all played out.
Yes, yes, it is. I agree. Yes, with all the shenanigans and his stupid ass antics and Tio what he's doing and getting fired by Turkey and writing dictator, the motherfucker can't keep his foot out of his mouth. He's a dumbass. I agree.
If Tio never fought again, you know what I would do? I would eat a grilled cheese.
You wouldn't shed a tear.
No, well, you killed my joke, so now I'm gonna just let Leo talk.
I don't want to talk.
Why not? Why not? Nah, yeah. Shit, we got Caleb this weekend, man, for free.
Caleb.
Got big Caleb out
Jules,
here.
we got fucking Beck the Bully fighting this weekend too.
Who's he fighting?
He's fighting.
He's fighting the prospect with that Golden Boy has Darius Fulcrum.
Fulcrum. That's actually not a bad fight, to be honest.
Yeah, it's not.
It's not a bad fight. And it's about time that they did something with Beck, because I'm like, bro, what do you even be fighting for? Like, I don't know what the fuck you trying. Like, you just be fighting to be fighting. Like, they just nothing with you.
He doesn't have a choice. He's not an elite. He's never going to be.
Now this fight is a WBA eliminator. That's why I said that if whoever wins this thing becomes Caleb's problem. You know, because Caleb trying to do the Charlo thing, but this fight that Beck is about to have is a WBA eliminator. Caleb, I think, is the WBA Reggie or something, the WBA intestinal something. He's in there. He's doing things. He's all types of stuff, bro. It's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
And it's about time with Beck, because it's like, Beck, what the fuck are you even doing, dog? Like, what is like? I don't know who the fuck he been fighting for like 2 years. Like,
yeah.
What is this dude doing? Like
after that Gabe Rosado knockout, stock went.
Yeah, he's literally been fighting the Bum of the Month club ever since that fight.
Dude, like, this a good fight. Either Fulcrum is gonna make a name for himself, or Beck is gonna bully him. But I will say that on the totem pole of super middleweights, I do rank Beck pretty low, because he still makes the same mistakes. He still comes in throwing leaping hooks, whole side of his face exposed. Like, bro, you gonna get knocked out.
Remember that video? Isn't that video of George Foreman saying how he throws his punches? He was throwing chairs. That's Beck the bully. That's Beck the bully.
I seen that.
Well, Foreman could get away with it because I was just going to say Foreman could get away with it
He had a chin. He had a chin.
Well, not just a chin, but he had power that would make Sonny Liston nervous. So
is that Kiwi?
He didn't have. Yeah.
Kiwi, could I add a serious question?
Yeah, go ahead.
Do I got to go another year where David Benavidez just keeps talking about Canelo in interviews? I'm sick of this
Jesus
shit.
Christ, dude. I can't.
Seriously, I made my stance on this perfectly clear. If the Smith fight happens, I'll be happy. If not, I'm going to do.
No, I'm just talking about he
videos
keeps bringing him up. Like he hasn't been at super middleweight almost going on 2 years.
And
now.
I don't defend any of that.
It's embarrassing at this point. Like the dad talk. I mean, it's too much, man. It's fuck.
Yeah, I don't.
Just move on.
It's no. He can't. He can't. It's like the guy that your friend that never.
Chavez asked me the question.
So like
Chavez asked me the
question. Left him and
Chavez asked me the question. So
he's never gonna get over that piece of asset left.
Well, Chavez asked me the question for weeks and months. I stopped talking about Canelo Benavidez because I've got no passion for it. I care more about Benavidez fighting Bivol and Beterbiev if he wins the trilogy and all these other guys. Yeah. I don't care about the Canelo fight. That's in the past.
That's in the past, man. Let it go. That train is gone. Let it go.
Yeah.
Oh
honestly.
No, dude, it's not gonna happen.
It's not gonna happen.
It's embarrassing now and nauseating.
His career needs it, and I think more people are waking up to it, and they're realizing.
Gentlemen, I don't want to sound...
again, my stance is as long as they fight Callum Smith this year, then I'll be happy because that's a really good fight.
They're gonna
good
have
name
to go over
there. So what if it's Jesse Hart, Kiwi? What if it's Jesse Hart?
Then I'm going to be extremely pissed off.
I can hear somebody's girlfriend in the background, and I know that's Drew.
But Hart, what if it's Yard?
You already know.
I can hear it.
Drew, Anthony Yard is Anthony Yard is
on the phone with one of her fucking comadres, another skonka.
Shout out to skonkas.
Anthony Yard is.
Jules loves. Round one. Jules loves those skonkas of every Latina heritage.
Yeah, yo. Fucking yeah.
Yo, but look, guys, I don't want to be the guy that comes out and fucking says this, right? But and I don't want to offend David the Monster Benavidez because I get in trouble with everything I say nowadays, right? But David the Monster Benavidez needs to take his side of the street. If he didn't go out and use recreational drugs, cocaine, he would have never been stripped.
Well, that's all. That's all in the part.
Yeah, he just needs to, a lot of their fans, let it go. We wanted to see the fight. They're in two separate weight divisions. But David the Monster Benavidez fans got to take, some kind of accountability here, too. You know what I mean? This is not
look, here's the shit.
Saul's ducking him. Saul's ducking him.
This the shit.
Again, round one, just move on from it.
This the shit.
I'm talking to the fans, not you, brother.
David is retarded. He's retarded. Simpson is retarded. They scared to come outside. Really? If David went to the UK and fought Callum over there, right? You're going to have wild Brits fuck with you just off of they going, yo, David is a real motherfucker. That's a real motherfucker. It's international money all over the place now. It's actually easier, much easier now for a boxer to make money than it was before. But what you going that dude career is that dude career is one of the most mismanaged careers in
I've got to ask you, what's keeping him in with the promotional company?
Fear, bro.
It's fear. What's keeping him in a promotional company that offers no money?
Fear, bro. Lo que ellos le están diciendo, bro, ponlo tú. Samson le está diciendo a ese muchacho, yo, ¿para qué tú vas a ir para allá so they can fuck you on the cards? Quédate aquí, where you're the A side. You're David la chupacabra Benavidez, bro. De la vaina. Stay in Vegas, bro. That's what they telling him, bro. He don't look. The guys that got faith in their ability, a guy like Carlos Adames, for example, he could have the same fears as a David Benavidez. Fuck, I look like going to Saudi, suck my dick, but he went. Fucking David Morrell, he went and he going back. Well, not to Saudi, he going to New York, but still, it's the way David moved. David moved he's not trying to spill no water out the glass yo. Why
David moved like he's in witness protection.
David moves like he's drinking a cup of water with two hands.
I know what you guys think. Let's just hope that this doesn't go the same way as Tank and Jamal Charlo.
What?
What was that again?
I just hope his career doesn't go the same way as Tank Davis or Jamal Charlo, where he stays in protection for way too long.
Two different situations. Tank's protected. Jamal Charlo, streets took him out.
Yeah, nobody gives a fuck about that guy.
Jamal Charlo was never protected. He fought everybody.
It's mostly like Tank Davis. So Tank Davis.
Yeah, Tank Davis is more protected.
His days are numbered. So the only guy they're going to have now, they're going to go from 250K pay-per-views every pay-per-view to about 60 to 80K pay-per-views with David Benavidez. I mean, let's be real. The guy doesn't get that much traction. Right. A lot of people don't actually come out to see him. And if he starts fighting bums again and they just start hyping him up like Tank Davis, which I think is what is in the game plan. That's what's in the books for him. And people are going to be turned off by it. And they're, I don't know what's going to happen. How do you justify a star of your promotional company that only sells 60,000 pay-per-views? How do you do that?
Well, I'm hoping that this is all just bluster and secretly they've got something planned, i.e. Callum Smith. But yeah, if they go out of their way to promote Benavidez as a star and still say, well, Bivol Beterbiev, they haven't fought the real champion, I'm going to lose my mind.
Well, listen, why should the Brit come over here? He doesn't have to. I mean, Jules made that point before. Like, Callum Smith doesn't have to come over here. He's getting the Saudi money. He makes more money over there. He's actually
but he makes more money.
He's actually a draw in the UK.
I can answer that. I can answer that because say what you want about David Benavidez. David Benavidez is a champion now. So, you are gonna go to enemy soil in America and try to fight him for the title. That's the incentive, not the money, really. Yep. Now, is that going to be enough? I don't know. Because
I don't think so, Leo, because
but Leo,
like Jules said, he wants big money every time he fights. So if Benavidez and the PBC aren't legitimately offering him big money, a fucking belt's not going to entice him to come over here.
Well, in terms of money, hold on. In terms of money, Callum Smith made around 400,000 to fight Boazzi. So, and that was an undefeated top contender. So, I don't think money really should be any problem. I don't know what kind of money problems Al has.
Wait. Where did you get that figure from, Kiwi? We've never heard anybody say he took 6 figures for that fight. Everybody has been saying Eddie Hearn can't get that dude to fight unless it's at least 7 figures every time he fights.
Right.
Who said he took 300 to 400 grand?
I'm talking about what I saw online. I don't. But I'm not spreading fake news. I'm not an Eddie. I don't have Eddie Hearn giving me information. So.
Okay. No, I know, but what I mean is Hearn has come out and said that about him. He said he will not take a fight unless we are paying him 7 figures. So 300 to 400 grand is not 7 figures.
The only way you're going to get the money right is if Turkey gets involved and starts paying people. Otherwise, the money ain't going to get right for them.
Right.
Well,
Leo, what you said about him coming to the U.S., right? Check this out, right? I'm just asking a question. Back to what you said. It does. I don't know if that makes him the A side once he steps in U.S. soil and him being the champion. I don't think that. The only way I think that he can argue being the A side if he went out there. Because you got to give him the respect for being the champion, don't you think?
This is all just round one. This whole thing of A side or whatever. It's semantics. Like Benavidez is the champion. Wait a second. Benavidez is the champion by default now. So
it doesn't matter.
Wait a second. So I don't know what kind of money Callum Smith is asking for. I don't think Callum Smith is afraid of fighting anyone. So, I mean, he proved me wrong against Boazzi, so I'm not going to doubt the guy. So, really, the reason why I've got an issue with Benavidez as a huge Benavidez fan is that they should have reached out, unless the fight's being talked about right now, they should have reached out and tried to make the Callum Smith immediately. Because they haven't, and there have been rumors of this Anthony Yard fight, which may just be rumors, I got a problem with that. Like, they should have offered Callum Smith immediately and said, hey, we've got a title shot, WBC, this kind of money, what do you say?
Right.
They should have said that immediately.
Yeah, you're talking about the situation. I was just answering Leo's question, right? If Callum Smith was to come to the U.S., and I was just merely asking, do you really think that he would still be the A side, being that the Benavidez had the title and he's stepping into U.S. soil? It was just a a question, like, I'm not sure about. Maybe he will be, maybe he won't, but. That's what, do we respect the champion for being the champion in U.S. soil? Or, because that's what you guys, the scenario you laid out. It wasn't like he was going over there. That's all I'm asking.
No, I'm looking at it from the standpoint of, Benavidez has a belt, but in reality, he is not the actual quote unquote champion of the division. He has a secondary belt. Now, Callum Smith can legitimately make the claim, like, okay, I'm going to go fight you for a secondary belt, but unless it is, it's not a.
He got elevated.
Oh, okay. So he got elevated.
No,
so he has. Yeah, but he didn't win that in an actual fight.
I know.
It was handed to him. So what I'm saying is.
Yeah. Okay.
So what I'm saying is, unless they legitimately tell Callum Smith, we will pay you your asking price, I don't see a belt being enough for him to come over here to fight Benavidez.
Okay.
No,
they definitely did have to offer.
He would be the higher paid, just like Devin Haney versus George Camboza, right?
Same deal.
Right, like kind of like, you think it would play out like that? Yeah.
But
okay. I see.
Basically, they're gonna
wait a minute. You guys are forgetting something. That fight, the Callum Smith versus David Benavidez, was already offered to David Benavidez, and according to Samson Lukowicz, it was a fuck ton of money. So yeah, if you're talking about $2 or $3 million less for going to the United States, to going to America to fight David Benavidez, I don't think that's going to be enough to entice Callum Smith to go to America, even if it is for a title. Because
we will find out.
They already
even if he's
offered
the most
them.
paid, the highest paid, like say Callum Smith is making more money, what you were saying, that was my question, and that would entice him to come to the U.S. And I was like, damn, bro, fucking David the Monster Benavidez is the champion. This guy's gonna get paid more money, and that's how you guys see it. And I just want to be. Like,
we'll find out. I mean, apparently Turkey offered the fight for the interim title, which is why they didn't take it, for I think they said 7 figures. So if they can offer 7 figers or close to that to Callum Smith, easy, fight's made. I'm going to blame the reason again. I'm hopeful the fight gets made, but if it doesn't, the reason why I will blame Benavidez is because the fight was on the table and they didn't take it. And now you do that, unfortunately you run the risk of having title fights against guys we don't give a shit about. And I don't think Benavidez is, I blame Benavidez's team more, but it is what it is. I'll blame him if this doesn't happen.
Well, don't you think during the time the offer was made, Benavidez's team was looking for whoever won versus Arthur Benavidez and Demetrius Bivol? So
no, because he already said
that's what I thought. Sorry,
I got this one. No, because he already said going in, he thought Bivol was going to win, and who was he to get in the way of the rematch for the trilogy?
Okay. So shout out to Chico. Shout out to Chico.
Okay.
Better high level wins, Bivol or Crawford.
Okay.
I would say Bivol. I would say high level wins. I would say Bivol. The win over Canelo is a really big win, but the win over Artur and the win over Zerto aged pretty well too. Domo said, Benavergas, bro, show some respect. I think that David, you got to be able to see very far ahead to know this, that his goose is cooked. Like,
the reason.
What do you mean by that? His goose is
cooked. Y'all got to stop with this interrupting shit. Unless you're Julius, don't answer the question. What I mean, round one, is that the opportunity to have huge fights of significance, that they would have been good. It's gone already. He was in a division with a lot of good guys. You know what I mean? Like he was in there with Zerto. You could have had that fight then, and if you would have had that fight then, it would have meant something. The Mexican American versus the Mexican national always sells. So you had that, and that could have been a big unification match at that time. Caleb, you waited 5 years to fight him, and y'all not champions anymore by the time you do fight him, and you didn't sell nothing. Now, if you look at where he is now, the most meaningful fight that you can have is the fight with Bivol. Because he's probably going to beat Artur again. Let's just say that. He's probably going to beat Artur again. So this is the guy that beat Zerto. This is the guy that beat Canelo. You versus him is a big, meaningful fight. It is meaningful. But the way you're playing it, it's not going to happen. I'm telling you, it's not going to happen. It's not. So you fuck off the cruiserweight at some point, and I'm sorry to tell you, Papa, but Americans don't watch cruiserweight. They don't. They don't watch that. That's an international division. So you could go up there and fight Zerto, but that's one fight. That's one fight. Are you gonna fight Jai? This is what I mean. That the moment to have. Put it another way. En ese tiempo que tú estás peleando con Romer Angulo, con Kyron Davis, con Ronald, con esta gente que no sirve, those were the moments where you were supposed to be having big fights. Those were the moments, that was when the big fights need to be happening, because right now what I see, the moment is gone, and there's a cap on how far you can go. There's a huge, it's over.
Harsh on him.
Okay, so tell me, what's the biggest fight he can have?
Hold on. Oh, wait. Okay. Because David Morrell was tugging on Superman's cape, and he turned around for
That's not a big fight, dog. I don't know why you're bringing up David Morrell. That's not a big fight.
Well, okay, but it was the fight at the time. He took it.
What do you mean? I don't understand. What David Morrell was a big fight?
Okay. I know what you're gonna do, Jules. I know what you're gonna do here. Okay, David Morrell, the 11 fights he only had, and all that other stuff. But come on, Jules. All right. I mean,
bro, what do you do? Feel sorry for boxers?
No. I'm just saying. I'm not feeling sorry for David.
Round one.
No. This is not complicated. Like I can't deal with people's feelings. All right.
Nah.
There are conclusive.
Jules, these guys are punching their faces in the gym and I mean the ring and shit. Like, give them a little.
Round one. This is a virtue signal.
Listen, I think you're reacting to the hype this guy had. Like they gave this guy a lot of hype.
My dude, it's not even complicated. But this is not complicated. I'm not talking about credible. I'm not talking about none of that. There are big fights and there are small fights. Yeah. David Morrell was a small fight. You didn't do a big gate.
Medium,
it's not medium.
Jules, come on, man. Wow.
Dude, how much of the
round
fight
one?
Did they sell 60,000?
I didn't even get to make the fucking point I made. I didn't even get to make the fucking point I made. It didn't do a big gate. That's the first aspect. It didn't do a big gate.
About that.
But that's what I was trying to say while you was in your feelings. It didn't do a big gate. It didn't sell a bunch of pay-per-views. It's not a big fight.
It's not a big fight. I didn't say it was a big fight.
But I did.
You just said it was a big fight.
No, I said a medium.
You said it was a big fight at the time. It was the biggest fight.
Round one, your mental gymnastics are out of control.
Dude. You said at the time it was a big fight.
There are big fights. Conor Ben versus Chris Eubank. That is a big fight. That's a big fight. That's it. Because Americans. No. Listen. No, because it's not complicated. Only Americans do this. Only Americans. Only. It's the gymnastics. The gymnastics. Yes, it is. It's only the Americans that do this. Anybody partial to America and American fighters does this. They don't like the idea that, a lot of this shit that's happening over here is not big. You know what wasn't big? You know what else wasn't big? You know what else wasn't big? Gervonta Davis versus Lamont Roach. That wasn't big. It didn't do a big gate. It didn't do a big. No, because I'm not gonna hold up on my own fucking show.
Yeah. Obviously not.
Like, what the fuck? Like,
but
Lamont Roach versus Gervonta Davis was not a big fight. How do I know? Did it do a big gate? No. Did it sell a bunch of pay-per-views? No. Right? The problem with America is, for whatever reason, They think that because people are talking about it on the internet, that is big. That oh yeah, the internet metrics are big. Unless that translates into pay-per-view buys, it's not big. That's why I knew Showtime. Like this is the crazy shit that I'm like. These are the earmarks that I use to forecast that Showtime will leave boxing. How do I know? The only people talking about this bullshit are people that steal shit. They're not buying this stuff. They're not. When Spence is on a network as big as a Fox, and he only does 225,000 buys, I know how Fox is looking at that. Like, dog, we are available in millions upon millions of homes, and you couldn't do 1 million.
And what doesn't help, Jules, is all the boxing, and I keep bringing this up because all the boxing pundits that are like the professionals out there, like Chris Algieri or fucking Teddy Atlas, they make it seem like, oh, and you know what? He fought David Morrell. Wow.
And because they don't want to tell this is why I like the way that the British cover their boxing, because you need a Simon Jordan. We don't have that. We don't have a guy, a dry, salty, smarmy prick to tell you, yeah, that shit was trash.
We did have one. We did have one, and they forced him out. Jules, that was Larry Merchant.
Well, no, but Larry got fucking old too. Like Larry was old when I was. Larry was old when I was young. So Larry
Larry would keep it real though.
I think Larry's.
But that's the point.
Larry's 95.
Everybody that covers the sport now in the United States that covers the boxing, they're all trying to paint rainbows and sunshine, and it's all good. Yo, dog, the house is on fire. When are y'all gonna say that? The house is on fire.
Every single time, we don't gotta fight the best fighting the best, bro. And for you to be
you can't make a
these
career
fighters
out of stay busy fights, and that's what they're
round
doing.
one.
A stay
Round
busy
one.
fight with fucking David the Monster Benavidez. Hold up, man. Let me talk. Right with David the Monster
All you do is
Benavidez,
talk.
man. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you do too. So anyway, man, damn, all I merely said was Jesus Christ. He fought David Morrell, man. And
not a big
fight.
It's not
Can I say that?
It wasn't
round
for no
one.
belt. It wasn't for
Round
no belt.
one.
It wasn't for none. I never said none of that. But damn,
Yeah, but
man,
I don't know what. Yeah, but I don't know what point you're trying to make. I'm gauging
my only
big fight.
point is okay. The thing is that you guys were on this thing that David the Monster Benavidez is not gonna fight.
Bro, you don't have to say David the Monster Benavidez every time you say his name. Like, what are you, his agent?
Yeah, round one. Round one. As a Benavidez, round one.
You know Don the Ghost Madrano. You know Ignacio the Gator fucking Ortiz. What are we doing?
Yeah, round one. I'm a Benavidez fan. I say he beats. I'm a Benavidez fan. I say he beats Bivol.
No, the point that I was trying to make. Look. The point that I've been trying to make.
How I say his name.
Because I don't know what point you're making. I don't.
I get it.
If we're talking about selling power, earning power, and marquee value in the American market,
we weren't talking about that.
I was. You old dog. Every time I'm talking about something, you try to make it about something else, and everybody notices it.
Really?
Yes, when I said the Americans are not winning gold medals as much as they used to, for some odd reason you brought up Cubans.
Nah, I said
How does that take away from the point that I made that Americans are not medaling in the Olympics? The last one to medal was Andre Ward.
Correct.
So when I say that David Morrell was not a big fight by any quantifiable metric, it didn't do a big gate, it didn't sell a bunch of pay-per-views, so don't tell me it was a big fight. Big fights generate big money. That's always been the case.
Never said it was
and that was one of my problems with, because I liked the Morrell fight as a contender fight for David, and I say this as a big Benavidez fan.
The fight was good. Look, was it a good fight? The fight was good in the sense that this is about as good a fight as you can have based on the corner that you're painted in. A good fight.
Yeah, that's how I saw it.
It's a good fight, but it's not big. Sorry, and when now to the point that I've been making. The moment for David to have big fights has passed. That's what I started with. That when I'm looking at the landscape at light heavyweight, Well, the biggest fight you can have is the Bivol fight, and I don't believe you're going to have that fight. That's what I'm telling you. The moment has passed. That I don't think the biggest fight you could have in your career right now, right? Because the Canelo fight is gone. It's not going to happen. So the next biggest thing is to fight the guy that beat Canelo. But do I think you're going to do it? No. And if you don't fight him, okay, well, then what's your big fight then that you're going to have? Zerto?
Well, there isn't a big fight if he doesn't fight Bivol, and I liked the Morel fight because of the competitiveness. But what I really didn't understand is that it was being built up by PBC and PBC fans that this is a big fight. I'm like, no, it's not. The big fight is happening in Saudi.
Yeah, they tried to act like those fights were in the same scale.
And I
also think that Benavidez is running into the same problem he was running into in 168 with Saul. That one man had all 4 belts.
Don't move on from the Canelo stuff.
Hold on. Can you not interrupt me? Hold on. And then when he moved up to 175, right? Like, think about the situation. Had it been like 3 guys and him that had all belts, I think the fights would have been bigger built up. But since you're in agreement with the the winner out of Arthur Benavidez and Demetrius Bivol is not gonna fight him, then there is no big fight.
No, he's not gonna fight them. It's not that they're not gonna fight him. He's not gonna fight them.
Right, correct. But
and the problem is, here's another example. Here's another example of what I mean. In 2020, when he blows the weight ahead of the Romer and Gulo fight, right? Okay. He was offered a #1 spot and a direct shot at Artur Beterbiev, obviously 5 years ago. Now, 5 years ago, right? Benavidez versus Beterbiev? Ooh, I'll take it. 5 years ago. But he chose to stay at 68.
He chose to stay at 68.
Yeah, and this is what I mean when I say, okay, the moment is gone. How do I know? You chose to stay at 68 on the predication that you would one day... Exactly. Did you get him? No.
Never.
The moment is gone then. It's gone. Yes. It's gone. The moment is gone.
This David Benavidez versus Dimitri Bivol situation remind me something. This already happened before. Because do you remember when Deontay Wilder got that WBC title and then Anthony Joshua came out to the picture and it started saying, no, dude, this shit has to be 50-50 or the fight doesn't happen.
Yeah. You're the man.
It's really
you the man.
Look, you're gonna go to David Benavidez saying, okay, we can unify now, but it has to be in Las Vegas. It has to be for this money.
Exactly.
And dude, Dimitri Bivol is getting Saudi money, and he's gonna get you that back to you. But you don't want to. You want that.
Y también, Leo, tú lo estás diciendo, y también it's the exact same outfit that has the exact same philosophy. That's what they do. They fuck up. They fuck up. That's what they do over there. They fuck up. Honestly, like you're not in a position to tell Dimitri Bivol, it has to be on this date at this location because I have an email title. Are you like, what are you on, drugs?
Yeah, he is.
Jules, at first I was hoping, and I'm still hoping that's just bullshit drama talk because everybody talks shit in boxing. But if they run with it, then nobody will criticize them more than I will.
The thing is that I think I honestly believe like the chart, maybe if he's fortunate, right? If he's fortunate, and the only reason I believe that there's a chance he could get it, it's not a great chance, but there is a chance. Maybe he could get Callum. Maybe. I'm like, it's a big maybe. Because I see Eddie Hearn talking about it. I see Frank Smith talking about it. Maybe. But Callum Smith is not a big fight. It's not. Do you think people in America are peeing and shitting themselves over Callum Smith, really? In America. The only place on earth that Benavidez versus Smith is a big fight is over there. Now, I already know, David, well, you're not going over there. Over there, you could do that in a stadium. Over here, you could do it at a casino in Vegas.
He lost his passport, Jules. That's why he can't go to the UK.
They ripped pages out of his passport. They broke into his suite. Okay?
Jules, he's going to go to the UK. He's going to go to the UK because he's all about the atmosphere, remember? He's all about the big crowd and the noise.
Honestly, look at this, but I hope that you're understanding what I mean when I say that the moment for big fights has passed. Just look, you just said it yourself. When the titles are all broken up, right? When you got, George Groves has the WBA, DeGale's got the IBF, and then Gale loses it, Caleb gets it, right? And Zerto's got the BO, and then Billy. If there's a process, see, you let Canelo usurp that process because you didn't do it first. It would have been built up if you did it first, but that's not how they guided you. That it's not. So now you like, yo, all right, well, I'm going to try to get the big fight with Canelo. I'm not going to go to 75 for better beef. They offered him to you in 2020. You said no. I'm going to stay at 68 because I want to get Canelo. You didn't get him. You didn't get him. So that's out now. That's 5 years later. Well, that shit ain't happening. Okay, can this shit happen? Right. Yeah, but the ends justify the means. Hindsight is 2020. If you didn't get him, then you fucked up.
But we didn't know we weren't going to get him.
That's not the point. That's not the point, bro. That's not the point. The hindsight is 2020. If you made a decision that I'm going to forego this fight for that fight, and you don't get that fight, oh, you fucked up.
Yeah, but he didn't have a time machine. He didn't know he wasn't going to get the fight.
So is he in a better position then now?
No, he fucked up.
He fucked up. That's what you fucked up, bro.
I know. Yes.
You fucked up. Now, vamos a decir. Let's just, and I'm really going out there like this is fucking fantasy land. You go to 75.
Okay.
You beat. Now, I don't think you could ever beat Artur Better Beef. I think you have to shoot him and then hit him.
Okay, he got
let's
shot.
just say.
Samson's gonna have to hit him with a metal chair.
David, the Peruvian Sasquatch, beats Artur.
Okay.
Then the Peruvian Sasquatch beats Dimitri, right? This is what needs to happen, right? This is what needs to happen. If you would have did it that way, maybe you get Canelo. Maybe. Because it would have been different. They can't say nothing about you. They can't tear you down. Yo, dog, I went to 75 on the motherfucking...
dirty work?
What do you... Canelo did his dirty work.
Pero, papi,
did you forget? Did you forget?
Canelo never went and rematched Demetrius Bivol.
We're talking about
him to beat both those monsters.
Dog. Did you forget that in 2020 Canelo had not fought Dimitri yet?
Okay.
And you're saying that? I literally just said they offered him better beef in 2020.
Right. Okay.
If you would have took the fight in 2020 and you stay up there and you do the work that you didn't do at super middleweight. This is the craziest part about Benavidez fans. You got a dude 5'7". He comes into your division. He unifies it in 11 months when you were there for 10 years.
Damn.
There was 2 cycles of champions. You didn't fight any of them.
Damn.
Well, but Jules, you have to understand
to make a long story short, like I said, David's moment, and I can see it already that your moment is past. You will not have no big fights. Sorry, you're not gonna have no big fights. There's not big fights to have at light heavyweight aside from Dimitri, and we know you ain't about to do that.
Yeah, but David the Monster Benavidez though.
But hang on, Jules, he can't fight Benavidez. He couldn't fight Benavidez then.
I got an issue.
No, real one.
My
You
boys
need to
used
stop.
to say
I'm
that
talking
to me
now.
all the time. Yo, Elwin, why you gotta say my full name? I don't know, man. I've been doing that since I was young. I don't know.
Okay,
wait,
go ahead.
Who was talking?
Okay, Jason, go ahead.
He couldn't have fought Benavidez at that time because he was too busy. 2020. Who was he fighting? Romer Alexis Angulo.
Okay.
Okay. But after that, he could fight Ronald Ellis or Kieran Davis or David Lemieux.
David Lemieux.
Nobody wants to. It's like I see that. Like, why do people? I should say, not me, not we, but why do people keep trying to exonerate his handlers of all the piss poor decisions he made? Dog, they offered you a direct shot at a title at a weight that would have been healthier for you. It would have been healthier for you because you just missed the weight and you turned it down. to chase around Canelo, and you didn't even get him. You didn't get him. And the worst thing is that before Canelo gets there, I literally said this in 2019. The videos are up. Yo, dog, Canelo's going to go up there. He's going to fight Sergey. The video is up. You don't have to believe a word I say. Just look at the date. I'll pull it up. Canelo's going to go to light heavyweight. He's going to beat Sergey. But I don't think he stays up there because he's not built to fight at light heavyweight. He's going to come down. David, you need to fight Caleb now in 2019. So by the time Canelo gets there, you got not one, but 2 belts. What does Sampson say? No, we wait. We build up the pay-per-view. Like, all right. And next year, what happens? David loses his belt on the scales. Caleb still had his, but your fat ass, and that was the cue that, listen, David, look, if you can't manage this weight, that's fine. Get your feet wet at 175. At some point, Canelo gonna go back. We know that he did. Yeah, Canelo went back to 175 one time. After that, if you become the man up there, you cooking with rice. But every decision you made was the wrong one. How do I know? Look at where you are, bro. You can't even really have a big. You got one fight that you can have that's big, and that's it. One, and you ain't gonna win neither. But you got one. I know you ain't gonna do it. That fight is not gonna see the light of day. It will not happen.
Nah, I don't think so.
Because y'all trying to make it to where you put Dimitri in a situation where he has to choose between acquiescing to your terms or the Saudi bag. Gee, I wonder what he'll do. I wonder. Because Sampson has more money than the Saudi Arabians, right?
No, he don't.
Right? He's got more money. Samson Lukowicz. He got like little gold chains.
He's
and shit.
denied more money.
He's gonna have to pawn those gold chains, Jules.
I'll tell you. Shout out to motherfucking Trey Duck. You talk about Sugar Munoz already. Yeah, that was a good ass fight. I talked about Sugar though, bro. That was at the top of the show. Mexican said David versus Morrell too.
Oh, are we talking about David the Monster Benavidez?
See what I'm saying, Jules?
Real talk. Did you mention David the Monster Benavidez?
Yeah, I think you were talking about David the Monster Benavidez, right?
Is he the Mexican Monster Benavidez?
Hey, yo,
He's the Ecuadorian guinea pig.
The group said, "Is this ring IQ around?" Oh, come on now. Caesar said, "You just here, please." Oh, yeah, y'all dudes is rude, man. Come on now, don't be like that.
Yo, they don't fuck with the other one in the
fucking
chat.
dudes is rude, bro. Shout out. Let me see. What's the other one? Domo said, "Was a 2-time champ before Canelo got this." Yeah, man. Like there were chances there that like these opportunities exist in a moment in time and then they don't come back. It's kind of like Demetrius Andre's career. It's kind of the best example that there was a moment for you to fight Jermel Charlo, and when they ordered that fight ages ago, right? And you didn't want to do it because you didn't like the money. You don't have a time machine. You can't see the future. But hindsight is 2020, and we now know, oh, that was a bad decision because you don't have no memorable fights at 154. You have none. You have none at 160. Didn't want to fight Lara. Didn't want to fight Karbov. Didn't want to fight Charlo. Didn't want to fucking fight Jacobs is my friend. All right, bro. All right, then. Then don't fucking do nothing, bro. Just do interviews about Canelo and cross your fingers and squeeze your asshole and hope for the best. Because you don't want to fucking do nothing. You didn't want to fight Yanni Beck. No, I'm going to go fight Zach Parker. Then don't fight fucking Zach Parker. It's like,
and he didn't even do that.
He didn't even do that. It's like, dog, yeah, the moment. That's another example of how the moment has passed. Them fights is not always there, but the boxers have it in their head that you could put. No, you can't put it off. It's about to happen to Brian Norman, and I said it. It's about to like Brian.
He still got a chance though, Brian Norman,
to fight Boots. Dog, Boots about to fucking leave one. Boots about to leave 147, bro.
Well, you realize that practically every accomplishment Boots, that David the Monster Benavidez has ever had was given to him.
Yo, that's crazy, man. That's why would you?
Oh shit!
Oh, okay.
Listen, this is what I meant. That. Okay. Well, look, dude, round one. Put it this way, right?
Yeah, puppy.
Okay.
What's up?
See, Butseva,
let's just say, okay, Boots definitively he goes to 154. So you're Brian Norman and you beat Jin Sasaki. You actually beat him. You stay WBO champion. What's the biggest fight you can have now? Teofimo.
Well.
Teofimo.
Okay.
Espera, I'm not done.
Oh,
now
I
here's
know,
the
I'm
question.
sorry.
Here's the question. Do you think Teofimo is gonna waste his time on Brian Norman? There's bigger fights and bigger money out there for him.
Pero, wait, Boots, can I mean, okay, can I answer? Okay, if Boots leaves, you saying that you don't think that Teo would waste his time with Brian Norman Jr. moving up in the division? No. Okay, fine. But I don't know how you guys would view this, all right? But it's going to happen. Mario Barrios fighting Manny Pacquiao. He beats the shit out of Manny Pacquiao, right? Does that give Brian Norman Jr. a fight? Yes or no? That's my question.
Because Barrios might fight Rolly after that. PBC in-house, two titles.
I was just suggesting a unification between them two. Could it be a big fight? Because what other fight does Brian Norman Jr. if Boots leaves, like you said? I'm trying to build something.
Hear me out and slow down. In a situation where Boots goes to 154, the two titles he has go vacant. Guess who's in line to become WBA champion? Guess.
Who's in line to become?
Rolly the retard.
Rolly the
My
retard.
God.
Rolly the retard. Rolly the retard.
He gets elevated.
Who fights on the same side of the street as Mario. They could do their own little unification. You know, because ¿quién se jodió? Brian Norman. They're not gonna bother with. You think Rolly wants to fight Brian Norman?
You got to say his full name, Rolando the Retard Romero.
Rolando the Retard name. David the Mexican Monster.
And Rolando the Retard Romero.
Yeah.
Okay, you just know Raleigh's got his fingers crossed, going, "Please let Barrio suck that much."
So
please,
the
please.
point, the point that I'm making is like what I just said about David. That's about to happen to Brian. Your moment was the Boots fight. Well, you put it off. Now you're gonna be stuck in a division full of fighters that don't give a fuck about you. Rolly doesn't give a fuck about you. Mario doesn't give a fuck about you. The only guy that gave a fuck about you is the dude whose office you kept turning down. Yeah, unbiased. He gives a fuck about you.
If I gotta be honest with
unbiased, the Brim Monster. The monster.
Unbiased, the biased.
Right?
On some real shit though, I genuinely think Mario is shit enough that Pacquiao can beat him.
I think so too, to be honest.
If I'm being 100, bro, that's a PBC.
Damn, Barrios fell off that bad that you think a 46-year-old Pacquiao beats him?
Bro. Y'all saying that shit. How old is Abel Ramos? Because he fucked his face up. Abel Ramos, bro. He had that dude looking crazy.
Shit, speak of the devil, look who popped up on Brian's Bruce.
Shout out to Cesar Nava. Damn, Gina. Y'all dudes is rude, man. Stop being like that, Caesar. Damone said, I've been waiting for round one to be on so I could give him props for picking T.O. to beat Arnold. But then he pulls out this. Y'all dudes need to stop, all right? Like,
this shit started out so good.
Yeah, like that shit started out heartfelt and all that. The point I'm making, the point that I'm making is there were a lot of situations like Benavidez's situation translates into Andre's situation, translates into Brian Norman's situation, that these fights and the moment to have meaningful fights, it's not going to be there forever. You could end up stuck in a division full of guys that don't give a shit about you, because that's what's about to happen to Brian. Rolly don't give a fuck about him. Barrios don't give a fuck about him. Ryan and them, they don't give a fuck about no Brian Norman.
I think the problem is with those guys in particular is the risk to reward ratio. They can never handle it.
The problem is that Brian is a good fighter though. Like, yeah, Boots might beat him, but some of y'all won't. Boots might beat him, but some of y'all won't. And
I think
y'all
people
not
like Brian
risk it.
can't handle being second.
Y'all not going to risk it on him. So in a word, Brian is another dude who negotiated his own ass out of the best fight he could have had. Like, now that moment is gone, bro. Sorry. Enjoy Japan. You know what I mean?
It sucks to suck, Jules.
I like it when Say it. You say it, Jason.
Sucks to suck.
It's fucked up, but like a lot of those guys. Like one thing that you do have to give Tio, one thing you do have to give him, is that he does seize the moment, doesn't he? He fought Loma. Yep. He took his shot. Like he fought Loma. He fought Taylor. You can't. That's one thing you can't say about Tio. They're like, nah, he'll take his shot. Y'all other motherfuckers. Sorry. I don't know what to tell y'all. And Brian, you fucked. It looks like you're fucked. It looked like Boots about to go to 54, vacate all those titles.
Well, Brian Mormon can move up to 54 too.
Y ellos no le dan una salsa ahí. Get his ass.
Yep. Probably so, but he could do it.
But see, that's the whole idea, though, is that people like Brian Norman can't handle playing second fiddle to anyone, so they'll completely avoid having to lose their O and expose themselves as not the number one.
Yeah. Well. Sometimes you're gonna have to fucking if you're gonna claim.
That's the same thing David Benavidez is doing. He's avoiding losing his O and losing to anyone, so that he doesn't get that shit off the screen.
Oh my god! What the fuck is this, bro?
What the fuck?
Have fucking P. Diddy staring into my
Now
soul.
I'm gonna have nightmares.
That's what Devin sees every time he closes his eyes.
Jesus.
No, it's what Tank sees every time he closes his eyes.
Yo, that's fucked up, bro.
Why do you think Tank started painting his nails?
Stop it. Don't even go there. Don't stretch that out.
If anything, Jules.
Country.
What?
Started braiding his hair, getting purses. You know,
Say
it all
something.
fits.
Well, hey, now we know where Tank got the purse and the fur jacket
Oh
from.
my God!
No, right, Mirage. No, that's right.
Don't
Because
say
the
nothing.
guy with 11 fights was the biggest threat to David's O. Get the fuck out of here, Mirage.
No. It's not about that. It wasn't about the O or anything. It was about the moment, and like we didn't have any big fights during that time, and it was an interesting one. It was one where the young lion was tugging on the top, and he was trying to say, well, the reason why I'm not good is because no one's taking my fight. It was just an interesting one, and I appreciated it when they gave it to us. I'm not saying it was a big fight. I'm not saying there was no titles on the line.
Well, yeah, because David had to nip that shit in the bud.
You know what I
If
mean?
Morrell got any better, he would have dropped his ass more than once.
Listen, when I don't look. First of all, I hope I made the show interesting, right? And I'm thankful for all the comments.
You made it
in
a
the
pain
chat.
in the ass.
Whether or not they were good or bad, I love them all, right? Because controversy sometimes is good. It's always good for the morale.
No, fuck that. You drove me to smoke a square on the panel, bro. I've never done that.
Hey, yo, I fucking love it, baby. Hey, yo, you better remember me. I was the only guest that did that.
Whoa, don't
okay?
say you better remember me with Diddy on the screen, all right?
I better get fucking credit for that shit. You smoked a cigarette. So anyway,
he never gave you nothing, man.
Yo, listen, it's hard to fucking talk with Diddy on the screen, right? This motherfucker Jules, bro, right? But
no, this fucking guy left it on the screen.
Oh
and
my
just
God,
finished to
he's
go do his
something
own
else.
shit.
He's fucking with us, laughing in the background.
Oh, you know who that motherfucker is. He's got like
smoking his
little
square
wireless
grin to
headphones in,
himself.
just giggling on the shitter while smoking a
he's
cigarette.
chuckling right now. He's on the ground.
He's probably laughing his ass off at everything.
Oh,
right
he
now.
is. He is. But yo, I'm thankful for all you guys on the panel. Every time I actually come on Jules' channel and shit, it's always to like learn more, because I fuck with Jules because that man knows what he's talking about. You know what I'm saying? And when I hop on the channel, it's because I always like you guys' takes and insight. And I'll stir shit up. Yes, I will. And I'm fucking 5 shots into my motherfucking 1800. But still, I fucking love talking boxing and everything.
Hey, you just reminded me I got
bitch,
crown
work
in
the
the
shaft.
freezer.
You're gonna suck
Hold
my
up,
dick.
Damone Oler says, laugh out loud. Nah, we love you, round one. Don't change.
Listen, thank you. You know what I'm saying? But love you all, you guys. Love the comments, love everything. You know what I'm saying? Always love talking boxing, but guys.
Shout out to round one, bro. Reminded me I got crown in the freezer. I'm about to take a shot.
Hey,
right
yo,
now.
go get that. You know what I'm saying? It's late night. You know what I'm saying? But
no, I got court in the morning. I gotta get drunk.
Oh, fuck.
You can't be showing up to the judge all fucked
I
up.
hate those days. Don't,
Motherfuckers are
don't,
gonna reset
please
my
don't
court
open
date,
the
bro. I'm not
refrigerator.
worried
I'm
about
sorry,
shit.
bro. Fuck. Anyway, but listen, anyway, country, you guys are the best, man. Man, I come up here, man, always like in my quest of learning more, man, seriously about boxing.
No, we always appreciate opposing opinions,
I got a box
bro.
just in case. I just came down from Philadelphia, Round One Sports Talk. You guys can check out my video. I videotape
Fucking
live the
finally,
amateur,
get that shit off the screen, you
the
dick.
amateur boxing matches down there in Philadelphia. The young men and women that went in there, and then I got 41,000 views for that video, man, and I was really happy down in my family gym down in Philly, that on Kingdoms Boxing, that we were able to like host an event for the young men and women, the amateurs coming up. It was exciting and stuff. So like shit like that, bro. Like I always go to fights and always trying to get back and talk about boxing. That's all, man.
Yo,
hold on, wait, everybody chill out. Everybody chill out. Round one, read the shut the fuck up. Real talk shit. Round one, can you read that super chat?
Laughing out loud. We love you. Round one. Don't change.
I just wanted you to feel the love, bro. Just feel the love.
That's
Everybody
the
talk.
only guy in the chat that likes you, by the way.
Yeah, we love you,
all right. I'll take him. I'll take him. Victory.
Shout out to Mexican Killer. David said that he got Morrell at the right time. Look, that's the other thing. I said it myself, right? About the Morrell fight. Fight that motherfucker now, because later it's going to be a problem. He did the right thing in fighting him. You understand? Did he do the right thing in fighting Morrell when he fought him? Yes, because if you wait, this is just going to be more difficult later. Don't let him get
He would've dropped your
experience.
ass more than once.
Right.
Yeah, don't let him get
That's all.
experience, because if you do,
That's
it's
it.
going to be hard. But when you're talking about a big fight, the barometer for big fights never changed. Big gate, big pay-per-views. That's what makes a fight big. And if you didn't do neither, it's not a big fight.
Was there ever an official gate number to that thing? Because people
No.
keep saying, "Oh, it was big," but I've seen absolutely no numbers.
I
posted
do, because they stopped reporting numbers. Like I remember about 4 years ago, 3-4 years ago. You remember it was normalcy to publish the viewing figures for a fight. That 400,000 people watched it, 800,000 people watched it. This was normalcy for 3-4 years. Well, before that, but 3-4 years ago, I noticed on Showtime that they stopped posting the Nielsen media numbers. They would only do it if there was a lot of views. Like if there was a lot of people that watched the fight, then they'll post it. Like I remember they posted the viewing figures for Charlo Castaño too, which did good viewing figures. That fight did, but everything else they wouldn't post no numbers anymore, because obvious reasons. If you had something to brag about, you'd be bragging. If you're not, it's kind of self-explanatory. Not big fights, bro. Not big fights. The Caleb Plant fight, I already, a well-known boxing scribe, you know, he sent me, they comped like 1,000 tickets, bro. They papering the shit out of that shit on Saturday. Like, yeah, they give, if you over there, get your tickets, because they giving them shits away. Ain't nobody going to
But
that
the fight
shit.
was good though. The fight was good.
No, I'm talking about the one on Saturday. Caleb
Talking about the Plant fight?
Yeah, they're giving tickets
Isn't
away,
that the
man.
one with Maul on the undercard?
Yeah. I'm gonna go live for it. I'm gonna go live.
Yeah, Jules just wants to see Cornflake get knocked out again.
Right? Like, bro, like for real, like who the fuck gives Cornflake a chance against Charlo, bro?
As someone once said, Jules,
Hey, Charlos does suck ass, bro.
Cornflake has 2 chances, Slim and none, and Slim walked out the door.
You guys are wild, bro. You guys are
Charlo could be in a heron stupor.
Yes,
He could be stuck
Jules.
and
I didn't
still
wanna
win
say
that
that.
fight. And
Mhm.
still win that fight.
If Charlo loses to
fuck outta
Cornflake,
here,
dude,
Jules.
he better go somewhere, man. For
Nah,
real.
man, like.
Hey, I
and then-
got a clarification. Wasn't Morrell David's last fight?
Yes.
Yeah, that was his last
Isn't
fight.
Morrell about to be in another fight before David?
Yes.
That's fucking crazy.
It's a good fight too. The Kataya, like
I like it.
that Kataya motherfucker
He
fight.
could
So
beat David. He could
yes,
beat David.
yes.
He could beat him.
But you know, is David doing the right thing? Yeah, you kind of have to. You can't wait a year for the PBC to sort you out. You got to get back out there. Like, yeah, you got to roll the dice, because you Cuban, man. It's not a built-in audience out here for y'all. It's not. You're not gonna get that love that the
Yeah,
Puerto
like I
Rican
already don't
fighter
like
get.
you because you are Cuban.
Yeah,
Nah,
like
that's unfair.
I gotta
Hey.
pretend you Puerto Rican when you fight. I put the blue part.
Yo, you guys are being racist.
I gotta put the blue part in the triangle. Like, yeah, I'm gonna just
Oh
pretend
my
he Puerto
God.
Rican.
When is Hooney gonna fight Wardley, man? When is that fight?
That's in a
happening?
few weeks.
Next weekend.
Yeah, that's next week. That's next week. You're gonna go
Oh
live.
boy,
for
I
that. That's
can't
gonna be a
wait
good
for
fight.
that
That's
one.
gonna be a good fight. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? But
Jules,
yeah,
I can't believe that Don King won the rights to Pulev fucking who's he fighting for that fucking
Michael Hunter,
yeah.
bro.
And whoever wins
Oh
gets
my
the winner
God.
of Hooney and Wardley?
Bro, that shit is crazy.
That's
You
crazy.
gotta give Don his props, so that ancient motherfucker's still going.
Yeah, like
Hunter sounds like
that
eye cancer.
motherfucker is damn near.
Dude, he ain't even alive no more. He's undead. I'm telling you, Don King is undead. That him and Bob.
They put that motherfucker in the
outlive all of
freezer.
you.
They
He's
put
gonna
that
outlive
motherfucker
all
in the
of you.
deep freezer between shows, bro. Shout out to David said he. No, I read that one. Mrs. Mirage. Oh, that's Mrs. Mirage. Husband really loves.
Look at
Oh shit! That is fucking hilarious.
Yo, what
That's really good.
Bro, whoever did that is a
amazing.
comedic
That's
gold.
brilliant.
Oh shit! But nah, fuck that shit took me out, bro.
Hey, isn't that dude from the amateurs?
Thank you.
Shit.
Thank you.
But nah, you know that this weekend's fight, and it's like it's another example that they doing this thing this weekend to do Plant versus Charlo as a pay-per-view. But that shit not is it an okay fight? Yeah, Plant versus Charlo is okay, but it's not a big fight. That's not gonna do a big gate. That's not gonna do big pay-per-view bars. It's not like nah.
They missed the timing for that. Like the timing for that was hot when he slapped the shit out of the man.
There
That's
you
when
go.
you do it.
The timing was 2 years ago. Like, yeah, if y'all's gonna do that, y'all need to do that quick. Like, that shit cold. Like I don't know. Maybe if Charlo say some racist shit, or Caleb ain't gonna say no racist shit, but y'all need something to sell at, cause bro, you really selling this fight off a parking lot slap from 2 years ago, and I'm supposed to give you $80 for that?
The fans embraced Caleb Plant. You saw that, like even the fans came to his aid that time that he had that situation.
I like Caleb. I like Caleb.
A lot of people like Caleb now.
I respect him.
Yeah.
But make no mistake, if they really, really liked him, right? And I don't mean this to be disrespectful to him, but they're paper in the house round one. They could like you online where shit is free. They could, where shit is free, they could like you, but are they buying tickets? Survey says no.
Well, he's not really fighting fucking
Jules, I went and saw Plant when he fought Usyk for that title fight. They literally had that shit in a bandbox. So there was never anybody who like legitimately supported him as far as buying tickets. He's never sold.
I'm of the opinion. I'm of the
dancing partner. Ask me if you had a right dancing partner. Let's say Edgar Berlanga beats Hamza Sharice, and Caleb Plant and him win the fight. You don't think?
Yeah, but that's
Come
the
on,
shit
guys.
that Caleb been around. Like, there's guys that they never gonna be like a draw by themselves. You can't even put it on a dance partner. Like, Caleb is one of them guys that would probably be better off hitting the road. Once again, if you go to the UK, go to the UK, fight some British guys, bro. Go do it, yeah, because you're not selling nothing out here, bro. And I already know, like, they're gonna put you in there with Charlo. Dog, y'all would be lucky if y'all do 150 bars. Y'all would be lucky.
You think so?
I don't think that fight is gonna do
says
nothing.
Caleb
You
Sweet Hands
don't
Plant
think
is
so?
fighting this weekend.
Shut up. The Sweet Hands?
The Sweet Hands.
The
Caleb the Sweet Hands Plant.
Shout out to Caesar. Take the diddler. Yeah, like that fight ain't gonna sell nothing, bro. That
The
don't
sad thing
belong
is-
on pay-per-view.
The sad thing is, Caleb Plant was actually building himself up when he was sort of PBC's television fighter. Like, his television ratings are the highest they did when they had the show on Fox.
That is true. That is true. But that was because they put him on the prelim. And Fox is different. When you talk about Fox numbers, you can't look at them like they're Showtime numbers because it's not a premium cable network. It's a terrestrial network. They're expecting you to do over 1 million. Foxes, in other words, the numbers that he did on there didn't mean shit to Fox because they're like, well, this is a terrestrial network available in every American household in the country. You're supposed to do numbers. You're supposed to. That's why when they was like oohing and eyeing that Spence did 360,000 with Mikey, I was the only channel saying that number ain't shit to Fox. I'm telling you, it's not. Like y'all acting like Fox is a cable network. Fox is not a cable network, dog. They looking at that number like, yo, this what we got. This what y'all did. Do you know how many households we're available in? And this is all you brought us? Nah, this not gonna work. That relationship went sour about 1.5 years into it because Fox realized, yo, we not getting nothing out of this relationship. This is a huge platform. We're a megaphone for you, and when you have your fighters fight on our platform, they not doing no numbers. The break-even point for Wilder and Fury 2, which was a great fight, by the way, was 1.1 million. They needed 1.1 million just to get the money back that they put into it. 1.1 million. They didn't sell that. And people hear stuff like that and they don't understand that 1 strike, 2 strikes, 3 strikes. A network never wants to be losing fucking money on a pay-per-view because then they gonna look at you like, yo, why the fuck we spending money on this shit? We not getting nothing out of this shit. That's why they left.
I mean, you knew they were in trouble, Jules, when they sold the fucking pay-per-view with Charles Martin versus fucking King Kong Ortiz.
Good
Who the fuck bought that shit? Like, who the fuck do you think is gonna buy this? Motherfucker would have to be on all the drugs at the same time to buy that fucking fight. Uppers, downers, and everything in between, bro.
I don't understand how PBC did not do the WWE model where you use your free TV to build to a big pay-per-view fight. Like, if you're gonna do that, do that. Like,
it was the greed. It was the greed, Jason. Like at its base, the reason. See, maybe you could get away with that on Showtime, right? Whatever. But they didn't utilize their relationship with Fox the right way. That, yo, Spence and Porter should have been a regular fight, because if it were a regular fight, I promise you would have brought 3 to 4 million viewers to Fox that Saturday night. You would have, and they would have looked at that and said, okay, let's give them more money because this shit, we're getting great. Like, you guys know how this works. The more people that watch something on an ad block or on a slot, the more valuable the time becomes. The more the advertisers want to advertise their products during that block. So if you could get 3-4 million people to watch a boxing match on a Saturday night, you're going to bring in advertising revenue. The time slot becomes more valuable. And then Fox will tell you guys, yeah, we need more fights like that. So here's some money. Do your thing. Y'all didn't do that. You were greedy chasing the pay-per-view money. You didn't want to give anything away. So you figured, nah, let's put it on pay-per-view. People will buy it. Spence is hot right now. And all you did was 277,000 buys. Fox is looking at that like, what the fuck? We're available in every household in America, and this is all you brought us? And always remember, pay-per-views are not for the network. That's just for the boxing people. Really. The ones who benefit from doing a pay-per-view the most are the boxing people. What the networks benefit from is regular scheduled fights, regular programming, because they want viewers. And if you would have did Spence versus Mikey as a regular fight, Spence versus Porter as a regular fight, the numbers that you could have did on Fox, you probably would still be on Fox right now, because they would have said, yo, these guys are bringing us crazy numbers on a Saturday. Ridiculous. Y'all didn't do that. Y'all was chasing a little bit more money on pay-per-view, and now that relationship is dead. Shit is silly, man. Shout out to Freeze, Ring IQ, and Panel. Appreciate you. Now, look, I'm going to go to sleep. Fucking tired. I'm going to go live this Saturday for motherfucking the big Charlo Lamana fight, the fight of our lives, the fight we all been waiting for.
The one I've been waiting for all of Michael's life.
Hey, Jules, really quick before you get off, MJ's fighting on Friday, too.
Yes, he is.
I'm going to go live on Friday, too. Gallegos is fighting Khalil Cole again, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go live for that. Thanks for reminding me. I'm gonna go live for
time
that.
is
Wait,
that coming on?
the Ring IQ Jules is going live for that? Wow.
Yeah. The Mexican monster.
Hey, what
Shout out
time
to
is
David,
that
the
fight?
Mexican monster
What time is that
Benavidez.
fight?
Jules, you're the best.
I'll
Miss
see y'all on the next one.
Miss Benavidez was happy.